All right. Hello, everyone. It's Khaleel, Game Enthusiast here, and I have a special guest here, right here.
How's up?
Yeah. So tell us what's your name? Clearly, it's behind you, but
Yeah, it definitely is. It's right there. Uh, how you doing, everybody? Happy Saturday on the East Coast. Yeah, my name is Neem, or in this case, Nemo, depending on how you want to refer me as. I go by It's Neem. I am a Twitch streamer, a variety gamer who definitely loves all forms of gaming, and definitely am the kid from the East Coast that you just either probably seen before, maybe you haven't. It's okay. And I'm definitely just here for the vibes, for definitely just I guess say building a space for all aspiring gamers and streamers and enthusiasts to definitely come out and show their love for gaming, no matter what generation you're from and so forth. But I'm happy to be here today, especially on this very gloomy Saturday.
yeah.
It's very all these gray clouds. Just it brings out the essence of fall. Not my
Yeah.
fall. But hey, somebody's.
It's a gamer's weather.
I mean, yeah, or a little aftershock of Hurricane Helen,
Yeah.
or one or
Yes. Yeah.
two. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We're not getting the full
No, thank God.
impact of it.
But I
Yeah.
mean, anyone who is
Yeah.
out there who is definitely
Yeah.
affected by the hurricane, I hope you're okay. I hope that
Yes.
your power has been restored or it's going to be coming back soon. Otherwise, though, hey, hope you're all safe out there. Seriously.
Yes. Please stay safe, everyone.
Mhm.
So now this is going to be a weird segue. So we're diverting from natural disasters to video games. So what we're going to first talk about is the state of play that happened this past Tuesday, correct?
Was it Tuesday? It felt like
Yeah,
it
I
was.
think it was
No,
Tuesday.
it was Tuesday. Yeah, because
Wait, it's the
same day as Tekken.
24th, right?
Yeah, it was same day as Tekken. It was a weird double sandwich. So weird. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
All right. So since you're the guest, why don't you go first? What are the things that caught your eye, and what were the things that did not intrigue you at all?
Okay. Well, great question by the way, and amazing segue too. I gotta say, great segue. I don't think no one is like, yeah, oh, that was cool. Let's see, what was the first game they announced? So first thing was definitely Astrobot, a free update. 5 online courses, speedrun courses, and 10 new bots to definitely rescue. It's a free update that comes out in the fall of this year. What time to fall? Fall really ranges from like October to November, so it might be like a
Yep.
November thing right before Black Friday. Definitely try to increase the sales on it. So that's really about what I can do marketing wise. To be told, I have yet to buy Astrobot, but I definitely would love to buy it. And honestly, the bills come first. Hey,
Yes.
bills come first. But best believe when I'm done pre-ordering Sparking Zero and Sonic Generations, I will be on Astrobot's head top because the way how that game looks, I definitely play Astro's Playroom, when of course the free game that you get when you definitely have a PS5. It was a fun time for a platformer and definitely like a family friendly game. It was a blast. At this point, you can say Astro is definitely the new mascot for PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be told, we all know who is our OG PlayStation mascot. Crash.
Crash.
Whoa,
Crash.
where'd that come from?
Sorry.
What?
Crash belongs to Xbox now. I'm sorry.
I don't want to hear that.
Spyro.
They're not gonna know what to do with them. They're gonna throw it right back to us.
Did you
Uh,
play? Did you play four? Bandicoot 4?
You know what's crazy? I mean, if we're going to talk about the original four, Wrath of Cortex, then you can say yes. But if we're talking about the new one, I haven't. I was just very hesitant of trying it because I didn't want my perception of the trilogy to be deterred. And it's funny because that game, it didn't really get a lot of buzz. I think like it sold
Yeah.
about a maximum of 3 or 5, no, 8 million copies. 8 million
Mm.
copies, I believe it said. And depending on how many copies it sold, they really were going to do another Crash game, the fifth iteration. But that's like got canceled because the sales were just so poor. And I'm like, that's kind of disappointing because I wanted them to probably just tackle on making a new title because, like I said, when Crash 4 was happening, I was like, wait, this is weird. I'm like, I never heard no news about this. And it just kind of came out the woodworks at a time where it did get shadow dropped during Summer Game Fest of what 2021, I think it was. It was a weird show.
I think it was 20. Was it 2020?
I think it could be
I
2020,
think
2020 or 2021. It was a weird shadow drop. I was like, oh wait, because when they said Crash 4, I'm like, wait, we're talking about the same Crash? It was just a weird drop in between.
it was about. It's about time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
it
it's
was about
called.
somebody's time because shut that shit down immediately. But nonetheless, though, yeah, I hope Crash comes back at some point, and also Spyro. And real talk, if they leave it for Xbox only, the sales will not do as well. So you better think about that decision. But
What about Bubsy?
yeah, that one corner of the internet that loves Bubsy, we love you too. But we gotta give shine to the real OGs for this one. It's okay. I mean, hey, well,
Yeah,
why don't you bring back Gex too while we're at it? Bring back Gex.
yeah, yeah. Or well, actually, what's this?
Oh,
Klonoa's coming back.
Klonoa's nice.
Yeah,
That's like another good platformer as well. Klonoa don't get as much love as it used to, but
yeah,
I do play the halfway the remaster series. It's still nice though.
yeah.
That's another OG one right there. It's good.
I think I have Astrobot, and
Okay.
the second I seen it, I was like, I pre-ordered it, and it's great. It's
Yeah, I
so
wish I
good.
pre-ordered at the time. It just
I get I get to have that
life is
parap.
weird.
I get to have that Parappa the Rapper
I
costume.
mean, wait. Well, I mean, doesn't all the stuff still come as like a bundle when you still buy the highest tier edition? Doesn't it?
I
Right?
think so. I think you get you get to wear the Parappa the Rapper costume
Oh,
called the Lovesick something the Lovesick Lyricist. So
mm, yeah, gotta do some.
I want that game to come back. I will want a Parappa the Rapper. Uh,
I don't. I mean, I feel like I don't know what Sony likes to do with their money at this point, which is why we're having this podcast today. So we'll get into that for sure. But
yeah,
definitely, Astrobot definitely is coming up with a free update. So anyone who has played Astrobot, please definitely go check that out and support the game because depending how this year may go, it could be a game of the year contender. Maybe, a big
yeah,
stretch. But platformer wise or fan friendly, it's up there. It's definitely up there. You can't see my hand, but it's up
yeah,
there. I
yep.
promise you.
You're a
It's up.
ghost. Oh no.
What was next thing they announced after that? After that one, they announced a new game from the VR collection, and this one might be a personal favorite of. I'm curious to see where this
Okay.
game goes. It's called A Midnight's Walk, and I think I'm more taken by the aesthetic and also the
Hmm.
choice of music. So it's a game apparently taking place. I don't know. For me, when I first saw the fire, part of me thought it was some type of Demon Souls game, or like a
Okay.
Bloodborne, something. I was like, why am I seeing fire? And then I thought to myself, okay, never mind. I was so wrong. But the what caught me was the claymation. It's a claymation stop motion game, but
Oh yes.
it's all animated though, and I think it's crazy like how that game just looks. And I was like, yo, this looks good. I'm like, we haven't had a good animated game like that in a while since Cuphead. Since Cuphead,
Oh
the
yeah.
Delicious Last Course and the base game. And I'm like, even to this day, as people may not like Cuphead because how difficult it was, you cannot say artistically it was something different. And
Yeah.
that what made it like so unique. So with
Like
this game, Claymation, it's a VR game, so anyone who don't got a VR, I understand. It's something I'm not a fan of either, but this one was like, hey, if I had to break out and bust a VR, this might be the one. Obviously,
yeah.
because it's like a horror thriller game, definitely kind of gives off a horror style, like very creepy, a spooky aesthetic. Not coming out this year, coming out in 2025, but still, I'm very curious to see how this game could go. But the choice of music from the game, I thought it was an original track. No, it's actually like a composed track from back in 2021. I actually want to go deep dive into the song. It's called Grants. It's like GRANS. It's a very dark melancholy song, and I was like, "Yo, this was a
Mm.
perfect choice of music." It's a story behind it. After what the song was like about 7 minutes, but the trailer was about almost 2 minutes, and I was realizing, okay, this is a story. This isn't just some pieced up ass game. It's like, no, this is gonna be a story. I don't know where this is going about or what's going on with it. The level where I thought this game was going, is like rivals to an Xbox game that's coming out. It was another like claymation stop motion game. I'm not sure what the name was. They showed it off during their Summer Game Fest this
Mhm.
year. I don't know what the name of that title is, but that's a game as well. I'm like, hey, that comes out next year. Hey, it's like about with a black girl, almost kind of like gives you like the Bayou, Louisiana feel. I don't know what game that is
Oh,
on Xbox. What's the? Do you know the name of it?
I think I know what you're talking about. It's a VR game or is it like a
It's like a
action
console game,
adventure?
like on controller. That's what for
Yeah,
Xbox.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like it looks like southern, like it has like a
Yeah,
swamp.
yes.
I know. I don't
It's
know what.
I was thinking myself, I'm like, is this like your competitor to that game? But I mean, hey, we'll see what it is. But it's on that level of aesthetically, this looks pretty. This looks good. I don't know
Like
what
the
you're
art
gonna do with
direction.
it, but hey, Midnight Walk, I'm a little bit interested. When you like get more information about it, see more gameplay, we'll see what more story is. I would love to buy a VR for fucking
Yeah,
$5.
yeah. I think it was on sale for a second because people weren't buying it, and I guess people were buying it, so they increased the price. Well, not the well, put the price back up to normal,
that's
but
that's
like there was like a time where it was like on sale a lot. I think it was during their days of play.
okay. And that,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, I remember that too.
And I
But
think if you get it from PlayStation, you get like a year of Netflix premium, I guess.
like,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the state of these streaming services, but
Yeah,
they,
it's so much.
it's cool. But yeah, that's another one I'll say. Midnight's Walk was definitely good. Uh, I think after that one, it was Hell is Us is what came out.
Oh
That
yeah.
one was so unique. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
To me, I was like, okay, I'm seeing a mix of a little splash of Wukong, a little, and there'll
Yeah.
be a lot of Harry Potter inspired work into this. But like artistic wise, I'm like, okay, is this going to be another Souls like this? Like, what's going on with the story of this? But I'm just like, hmm. But it also feels like I don't know what it is. Part of it gives me a slice of Metrovania. I don't know what it is with the game. There's a lot going on mechanically.
Mm.
It's a very it was a weird trailer, but how gameplay wise, how fluid it was,
Yeah.
good, loved it. I definitely was like, okay, you give me more information about this, I'll put $1 towards this. If this is gonna be a personalized and special IP, I'm cool with it. So there was that. So hey, I don't know. Hell is Us, weird title, kind of a Souls like. I've been addicted to Wukong, so when I saw it, I was like, I'm interested to know what this is. So when
Yeah.
you come back with more information, I'll give you my credit card.
Yeah.
I promise.
Mm.
Um, So that's another one I was interested in. Then I think after that was the Archie Age Chronicles. I think that one going on. I'm going over like sequential order in my head. I'm like
Yeah.
trying to.
It's hard. Like I can only remember the big ones and like the ones that were.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? No, I think I'm wrong. I don't think it was that one. I think it was Metro VR.
Metro.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I
VR.
played Metro. I played the latest Metro that came
I've
out.
played the first Metros growing up, so I was like, this game was like hey yo, like hold on. Definitely, this was different. It was a different feel. So, seeing that Metro is, of course, coming back with another game, it's like I think it's the same VR game they've been talking about for a while because I think it comes out this November, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, as much as I do love Metro, I'm not too sure like how this whole VR thing goes because like I think I'm so used to the game being in person and like how immersive that was. So I think it's like a different change for me. But I do love the
Yeah.
Metro franchise and what it was going for. It's
Yeah.
definitely like on a darker tone of like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to get back into the series though. But I heard like some of the recent Metro iterations were just not as good as the like the first two. But I heard three was like okay, but like not I get the same reaction.
I
But Metro
like
VR,
the I like the Metro, the latest Metro. What was that called? Metro Exodus. That was my first Metro I played. I liked how immersive it was. Like, say if you want to look at the map, he pulls up the map. It's
mhm.
like it has like it's very minimalistic and it gets you more into it. So I think I got the good ending to that too. So I still have it downloaded on. I still have it on my Xbox Series X. And I
Yeah,
just
now
like
I
mostly.
remember it was like wasn't it like an original, wasn't it like an Xbox game initially at some point?
I
Wasn't it
don't
Xbox
recall.
exclusive IP?
I don't recall. It's based on. It's based. It's definitely based on the novels.
Yeah, it is
It's
because there is a book series on it.
yeah.
That's also true.
Mm,
But I'm wondering if this is this probably could be like some other story lore based off like the previous games, but
yeah.
couldn't tell you if I knew.
Yeah.
But after that, I think it was Archie Age Chronicles. So this one, another game that kind of was like, okay, now this looks like a Soul Plays multiplayer game, and or this
Yeah.
case, it gave me a mix of Souls like and God of War, and I was like, okay, but fantasy, but like action RPG, but it looks like, hey, this Slayer looks pretty damn good. I'm like, whoa, because I
I
definitely noticed the game like how it was moving and like some of the character movement. I was like, this looks like something like this looks almost like alpha footage of a multiplayer game. Because I definitely noticed like some of the stops and motion. I'm like, is this
yeah.
NPC or is this like group multiplayer? I'm like, so part of me was like looking at this. I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but all right. Someone said
Yeah.
that game looks like it might have a beta the way how it's running. I'm like, hey, you got a beta for that game, let me know so I can check it out. But Archage Chronicles, another one that was definitely action RPG. Don't know exactly what the premise is because I feel like it takes place in like different. I don't know. It's like if I thought it was like a gladiator thing, but then it kind of
Yeah.
switched over to magic and cave. Something myself like, is this like a time thing? Because I'm like, it's called like Archie Age Chronicles. Something myself like, wonder if there's like different timelines of different things how this game's gonna work out by the name alone. But it's also named it's also by a new company we never heard of. What was the name of that company? Let me take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Cocoa Games Corporation. Yeah,
Cocoa.
yeah, and it says, and now I'm looking at the description. It says massively multiplayer online role playing game, and
MMORPG. Okay.
supports up to 99 players with PlayStation Plus. Oh my god!
Interesting. That is interesting. Okay.
And with Excel Games Incorporated. Okay,
Yeah.
Sony's looking like they're going to the MMO market. All right.
Mm.
Well, I'll be happy to see what that game goes in the future. Don't know where it might go, but I'm here for it.
So is this part of their live service thing they're trying to do, or is this them more or this is more of a second party kind of
That's a good question.
thing they're doing?
I don't think they really did say too much, honestly, for all we're just seeing right now. I mean, I see like the little information just coming soon. Explore Aurora, a vast, vibrant world brimming with rich lore and thrilling action. Archie Chronicles delivers a immersive experience that will catch players' hearts, whether they are newcomers or to the setting or seasoned adventurers. But I never heard of this company before in my life. I would need to go look and see what they produced before. But
Yeah.
I am very enticed. It's the first time I'm actually looking at their thing about this 99 player support. So, okay, interested.
Yeah.
We will see. Um,
What's
yeah. What else did they talk about? There's something.
I think I know there was a Dragon Age Guard or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if that was first
That
or
wasn't. I know
Yeah,
that
Dynasty Warriors wasn't sometime after later. So yeah,
that Dynasty Warriors Origins, right?
yeah.
Origin. I tried playing a Dynasty Warriors game, but I don't know. I just couldn't like get into it. Like I like good combat. I like when like my hits have a visual impact on it, and
Right.
that Dynasty Warriors does it. But I just feel like I'm just hitting like I'm just
Fair.
seems like very overpowered. Like
Nah, that's kind of like the aesthetic of it. That's really what,
yeah,
and it's like that over like fluff. Like, oh my god, I feel like I'm powerful. I'm immortal. I can do anything I want. It's like, yeah, I do like having those feelings. But
yeah,
one thing I can say is Koei Tecmo definitely knows how to make a visually appealing game.
yes, mm-hmm.
It's just like I think I miss like the Koei Tecmo I grew up with. With the good times of Dead or Alive,
Dead or
definitely
Alive.
Ninja Gaiden series because
Yeah,
it's funny because I definitely just replayed Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3 on the Master Collection, and I gotta say, I do miss my old Xbox original copies of those games, like Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden Black,
What
and
about what about Rise of the Ronin? Then they published or developed that game,
we
Rise
don't
of the Ronin.
Ronin. We don't talk about that one.
Oh god, I have it. I have the game.
Yeah, I was hoping it was gonna be something like cool and nah.
What was it about? Was it the combat? Was it like
Combat
over ambitious?
wise, and there was a lot of fluff to the point that it was like they kind of hyped it to be on the same cusp as this game because they had the same development team. But to me, I was just like, well, I thought you guys are trying to compete with a slice of Assassin's Creed along with a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima. It felt like you guys are trying to like compete with some current existing games that already had their own established like roles, and it
Yeah.
kind of felt a little weird to me. I was like, ah. But then story wise, I wasn't like really crazy about it. I'm not too sure what it was. Could be my mood, could have been the timing, but yeah, I would say Rise of Ruin wasn't like my
Mhm.
oh
Yeah.
for me. But trust me, as like for a game that's like that, I have played games like that before, and there have been good ones. So I'm not trashing on it because it's what the game did. I think the game just wasn't for me, and I think I can say that at least as a way of saying it's not dumpster fire. It just wasn't my forte, and I think that's the best I can
Oh,
say. Like, I
what's
respect.
would you say it's a Souls game or an action adventure with
Like
Souls
an
like
action
element?
game.
Oh,
Like yeah.
okay.
Uh yeah, like I said, to me, like I said, it definitely took the elements of Assassin's Creed franchise. I slapped in with like somewhat of the Ninja Gaiden combat, kind
I
of.
am I am a massive Assassin's Creed fan. I have the what was that?
Yeah, it's like a little like a blend, like a
Yeah. At first I thought you were like doing, you were doing this.
no, no,
I was
no.
like, fuck.
I'm just like slapping my hand together. It's just like I'm talking about a word. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's like a little blend, like a little mixture, like a little something.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this I started getting to collector's editions of Assassin's Creed since Origins. So I have every mainline Assassin's Creed since Origins collector's edition. So
I cannot talk about
I
Assassin's.
am I am on track for Shadows, but the thing is I when they delayed it, I canceled the order. But I'd say but back to what else did they show at State of Play? What was the okay? We were talking about
So,
Dragon's
Dragon Age was
Age.
definitely one. I'm trying to remember like stuff off the list in like sequential order because I'm going off of like what impacted me like in that moment. So let's say Dragon Age was like after Archie Age. Let's say it was that, and I'm not too sure if Soul Reaver was after that
Oh
one.
yeah, remastered 1 and 2, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, when I keep seeing this name Soul Reaver, I'm like, where have I seen you before?
Hmm.
There, because it's like apparently it's like a remake off of an of original game, like the Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2. So
Hmm.
these are like remake games, and I'm
Okay,
not very familiar with this franchise, but I've seen like a
me
lot of
neither.
reactions, and people are very like happy about how this game looks. But I think the problem is when I'm hearing about these games is it has the Tomb Raider effect, and I can break down what that is. So when Tomb Raider got announced, it was getting like a remaster collection from the 1, 2, and 3. I was
Yeah,
like, damn, that's pretty cool. But who announced it first? Nintendo. So I thought it was like a Nintendo thing. And
yeah.
at the time when I was like, okay, so Nintendo out here getting into the remastered bag, I'm like, okay, Nintendo, get your bag, son. And that was around the time of September of 2023. And
Yeah.
I remember that time because that's like around the time when Mortal Kombat 1 was actually releasing. So I remember that very,
Yeah.
very well. But then I found out that, oh no, it's not going to be just on Nintendo. I believe PlayStation got it and so the Xbox. So then when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. So you tell me that both these two are getting it. But I'm like, they tell me it looks like this. It
Mhm.
doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Laura Croft looks she has like a crazy BBL, but whatever. Aesthetically, it's like it looks good, but these are some
Cart
old games. You told me you couldn't just bumped it up a little higher than this. I'm gonna say, and
like a remake.
yeah, that's what I was at least intending. It was just like a remaster is cool and all, but I don't know, man. Listen, after that, that Star Wars Bounty Hunter was like, see, I can call that a remaster from the
Yeah,
original to this one, but I'm like, I mean, hey, but like I said, it has like the Tomb Raider effect, and it's like when it showed you, we showed you the before and after, you're kind of like, all right, and it's a PS5 exclusive, not P4, P5 exclusive. So you make me think it's like, all right, are we utilizing this hardware how we should be?
yeah.
Because shoulda, woulda, coulda. It was like, hey, like, does it look like like a jump? Yeah, it's a jump. I won't say. I'm not gonna say like it doesn't look like it's a like a great time jump. It definitely looks good. I think I was expecting a little bit more in the upscale department, but it looks great though. It does look like a great title to play, especially if this was like a PS1 era game too. I don't think this is gonna be like a bad title. I think I'm just like, maybe I expected a little bit more, but
Remember, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy
You
definitive
mean you
edition?
need to think that Rockstar tried to do to try to like make more money in the development between Grand Theft Auto 6? Oh yeah, I remember that title. How
Yeah,
could I ever forget the title that killed 3 games of their
yeah,
legacy all in one? I can never forget that title. Never in
yeah.
my life.
Remember, I think I heard the mobile versions of that specific
They're
edition
so good.
looks better.
Yeah, no.
And
I can tell you this from experience. So yes, if you were someone who was a kid who definitely used the hell out of their mom's iPhone, iPad, or even their Android at the Google Play Store, you remember that Chinatown Wars, uh, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, all those games ran even more smoother on their respective consoles. Better, about like on the same level, but hey, at that time we're talking about the era like with iPhones. We're talking about iPhone like shit. We're talking about what iPhone 4 maybe. Hell, maybe even a 3. No, a 3 really. I think like iPhone 3 at the time. We're talking about like those home button phones back in like the era of like 2009 or something. Like it was insane. But like yeah, it was like an anniversary edition, and San Andreas was like you could buy it on the phone. But of course, Rockstar said nope, we're done, and definitely they took it off. So if you were someone who definitely had um your old iPhone and you never updated it, or if you never sold it, that's the best way you could probably play it. Either that or play the better version. I say, is my opinion, is the 360 version.
yeah,
Play the 360 version where it's like, hey, we made a 360 port of the game and it runs like a bit smoother. And of course, the original. Nothing will beat those games. But the Rockstar, they did it for money and they knew they fumbled. So
yeah.
we're not gonna talk about Rockstar because I have a message for Rockstar, but I'll get
Uh
to that
oh.
a little later. I got a message for them, but
Okay.
one step at a time. One step at a time. For the next game afterwards, that they said, hey, we should drop this one. I forgot what came after Kane. There was another one. I feel like one of them was like Luna Remaster. I think it's like another. I think it's like an
Mhm.
old JRPG game. I don't
Yeah.
know the franchise, but for any JRPG fans, hey, I'm happy for you because JRPGs slap and
Mhm.
like just as good. Like I realize there's a lot of RPG players on Twitch, and whether they're like old or either new RP games. Yeah, like the RPG market is like always great. So revitalizing like old games like that, no matter if they came from like the West or the East, I think it's like really a good thing to do because that market would always have a high relevancy. I would say let's look at Final Fantasy VII, but Final Fantasy is like a game changing game right there. So,
Yeah.
but that again still proves the point that's like, yeah, RPGs are still relevant. So, happy for you
Yeah.
RPG fans. Yo, that I dub. Uh,
I was
oh,
looking at the. I was just looking for. All right. Let's see. All right. We said okay. What's next? Our Metro. Okay. Metro Awakening was the VR game, and
okay.
then after it was Arc Edge Chronicles is coming to PS5.
Okay.
I I'm just looking at GameSpot, just trying to.
Take a
Oh, um, there's this small game that's coming out on PlayStation. Xbox
oh,
had it. Pal World.
so
That's
that
got
one,
sued.
Yes, I forgot.
It just
Power
got
World is
sued.
coming. Yes, you're right. Okay, so wow, it's gonna be an interesting one. So Wow. Wow. Yeah, the game that broke the beginning fraction of this new year, this lovely year. So, what's my opinions of Power? When I first saw Power, it was back last year, and I was like, "Yo, these motherfuckers gonna get sued because what does it look like? Pokemon,
Pokemon.
and no one can tell me this is not Pokemon inspired." But yet again, did they make it look like Pokemon? They use I think they just more so the art style of it is kind of what was done
Yeah.
aesthetically, but at the same time, can you get mad at them? I mean, what are they doing different? Okay, so there's building, there's guns, they're
Guns. Yeah.
capturing mons. Okay, but like, did they do anything criminal? I mean, what's this? Little cute creatures actually used as slaves with
Yeah.
cookies and such. I mean,
It's like
hey,
it's like Pokemon mixed with Animal Crossing a little bit,
yeah,
or like
yeah, yeah.
farming.
I mean, like some things Um, there's some things wrong in there, but like, is it really the worst game ever? No, not really. I don't think
Yeah.
so. But
Yeah.
I know the lawsuit's happening right now as we speak, and
Yeah.
that battle is going to be very interesting to see because I don't think most people are thinking about what this could do. So if you think about it, they're suing them for using the likeness of their brand or in terms of like their IP, and they're saying, hey, you can't do that. You're using our likeness in a sense that our mechanics of catching monsters and putting them in a round circular device. Okay.
Yeah.
But then
Okay.
also like in terms of what else you could be stealing from, you think it's like, hey, you say this, but you know, you guys kind of stole from Assassin's Creed. I mean, how is that so? Because I don't know, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, the
That's why I
Tower.
like Breath of the Wild. That's one of my favorite
Like
games of all
as
time.
much as I love those games, I'm not shitting on them, but like
Yeah.
you can't say I stole when like in reality I just no like I like listen I did like I did my own thing. And I'm like I don't want to hear that shit. It's like nah listen y'all want to come in a lawsuit, y'all come full fledged, stand on business. Because if you say this, if they win this lawsuit, anyone can sue at this point in the gaming industry. Be like, oh my god, they're using my likeness. I have to sue them because they're trying to use my money, my likeness to make money out of a future game. No game mechanic is really resigned to you. If that's the
Yeah.
case, every shooter on the platform could be getting sued. If one franchise uses a gun that looks like their gun, then boom, that game is gonna get sued and shut
Mhm.
down. And it's like you have to realize gaming is never going to be unique, but there are unique minds to make a good game. If you
Yes.
guys are really that pressed about them using somewhat of your likeness to make a better IP that actually did way better than yours and had some good longevity over time, then Nintendo, you need to look at your product.
Yep.
Pokemon has been the same for how long? Like, am I saying there's a problem with it being the same? No, but let's be honest. If we're going off the times and when Pokemon was good, it's the handheld era. It's always
Yeah.
been the handheld era, no matter
What
what
about Ar-
generation.
what about Arceus? I heard Arceus was like a breath of
I
fresh
will get
air.
to that. Yes, I will get to that. But first, I'm gonna take this swig because I'm gonna
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
Damn, that water busting. Okay, so if we're
It
going
is
off of like
deep.
the Pokemon generations, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, great. Each game did something different mechanically. They brought something new to the table. All good titles. Even 5, good as well. Great story. I feel like 5 was like peak on story, lore, and definitely great mechanics. And Gen 6 happens. That's where it gets a little weird because that's what goes 3D. That's where we got
Yeah.
X and Y. Then we go Gen 7. Then that's like the Alola region. Okay, cool. Those were still good games
Sun
too.
and Moon.
They changed. But what some of you gotta know is like in between those times, they said, hey, we know Pokemon is so rich and it's so lovely in your hearts. You guys love this franchise. Yes, we do. I love your game so much. It makes me smile. I'm glad you like it. So we're going to do something a little different. If you want to change your game, you want to take your little mons and put them onto the next console, we need you to buy into a service. Pokemon Bank, the very first live service thing they ever did on the DS. So anyone
Okay.
who had a Gen 4, Gen 5 on DS, DSi, I think it was it was a DSi service too. That was another thing. If
Yeah.
you didn't have a DSi at the time, you could not get into this. So you could use it for your 3DS at the time and your DSi. It was a weird thing. So to note, if you had a copy any Pokemon that you had in any of those games from Gen 4 to 5, you could put them in the Pokemon Bank, keep them there, but you have to pay about a monthly service of like, I'm gonna say $3.99 for 365 days and keep them in there. When I saw that, I was like, ooh, that's a creep into a bad thing. Then I got some more money issues, and then more. And now Pokemon Home was like a service thing. Now you have monthly subscriptions. Got 1 month, 3 months, 12 months. But even then, over time, the games got more lazy, and they started doing
Okay.
less
Yeah.
things. Even Game Freak said, "Hey, we want to stop making games for you guys because we want to be known for other things. We want to make our name out there and branch. I think that's a good thing. You should do that."
Yes.
So it's like, okay, Nintendo, what you gonna do? And they haven't done nothing so different in a while. Do I hate Pokemon? No, don't hate it. It's just the fact is like you're not thinking innovative enough. You're not really broadening out your horizon. You're just relegating yourself to what makes you money, and that's the problem. You're so lockjaw in money because listen, Nintendo is very Japanese traditional. They are very traditional, and one thing about them is their traditional values makes them an asinine to work with, but it makes
Yeah.
them also a great competitor because they still buy into the product. And I think that's something it's like, yo, you really think about it, you can't say Nintendo's like a bad company, but one thing they know is they know how to milk their Pokemon fans. And I think that's something we just gotta keep it honest. It's like, yo, no matter what generation, no matter what type of new thing you add in there, it's like, yo, you guys don't really do too much. Like I remember I did not play a Pokemon game for so long. Like so long. My first Pokemon Returnal game was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the newest one that came out last
Yeah.
year on my birthday for that matter. So it was like, damn, what a time to be alive to come back to this franchise and say, hey, I'm gonna enjoy this game and see how this is. Because like I said, the other game that was like really that did make a good change was Arceus. Arceus actually did do something different. It definitely did give you like the world open experience that we've been asking for in a different spin. And I think that's actually something to appreciate. So it's not like it's a bad title by no means. It's just I think it was just something different. So the fact that we're getting a sequel to that same game as well, okay, cook. Because the thing is, every time Nintendo makes a Pokemon game, the one thing that we're going to definitely check is like the hardware, because it's always going to be underpowered, always.
Yes.
But and it's like I know their competitors are like big blue ball money grabbing whores, and that's really just what it is. Like they're ballers. Their competitors are ballers. Like
Yes.
Sony, don't even got set up in. Microsoft, two words: Bill Gates. They rich, but
Yeah.
Nintendo knows how to make like a great game. But when it
Yeah.
comes to Pokemon, it's always like, oof. Why do you hate Pokemon fans? And it's really because I just don't understand. It's like I don't get it. It's like they don't want to listen to fans. They'll give them what they think they like, and they'll give them either half of what we ask for, and we still get little to nothing in return. And it's kind of annoying. It's like, listen, man, like I want to love you, but you don't love me the same way. And it's a weird love hate relationship. It's like, man, I feel like I'm in a toxic relationship, and it's like you don't want to listen to me, but you want me to do all this for you. It's like stop it. Even with the microtransactions, it's like, bro, like Pokemon doesn't have microtransactions in the game, but it's like you're asking us for DLC for a game that you might make half baked. Scarlet and Violet took me 3 days to beat. Pokemon games are never hard, but they're not. So let's say this: they're not hard, but they're not challenging anymore. Like there's something that even pissed me off in this new game. I pissed me off so much. When you beat the game, you got to go through the generic thing of okay, beat the champion, go through the
Yeah.
Elite Four. You can't even rematch the Elite Four. You can't. You
Hmm.
cannot do that. And that was the weirdest thing to me. I was like, okay, so because one thing that game also did too, they also made it super easy. If you want to level up your Pokemon, you gotta battle the same Pokemon one at a time and keep running with them over and over and over. What did they do? Every Pokemon gets leveled up, even if you didn't battle with them. Why? Why would you do that? Why is that a thing? You tell me that if I just fight one battle, you tell me Jimmy, John, and Joseph get to level up all to level 1 to 2 without me doing nothing. It's like the battle bomb experience, but I'm getting too direct here. My point is, Pokemon really should be so powerful for the fact is that they're making a better game than them. I think they should really take a look at themselves to make something better. But if they do win, it's going to change the fact of how gamers going to look at everything. Pokemon wins, it's going to be like, oh my god, Pokemon just sued Power World. And if they do that, they'll be like, so if they can put up a fight and win and say, hey, don't use my likeness because we did it first, the gaming industry is going to go at everybody's neck. So at this point, it forces innovation, but at the same time, it's like you're going to shut down every other game on the platform just because it took a copy to skill.
Especially indie developers too, where they don't have as much resources as the big guys.
And it's like we use you guys as a way to analyze what you did, how we can make it better for like people who actually know that AAA development companies don't do shit right. Is that saying that all companies do it? Like, yo, the big example came out this year. Wukong changed the game.
Yeah.
Wukong changed everything. A game that's been in development for 6 years by a team of 200 plus people in China.
Yeah.
And look what happened. You broke records so bad. You broke Steam's record. 2 million congruent players playing in 3 to 5 days straight. What do you say to that? And even to this day on Steam, come on, we're talking about Steam. We're not even including PlayStation involved in that because I don't know how you would even find that metric out. But you think about that, yo, it's like, hey, Steam, okay. But then when you add into after Blood Wukong came out, it's been about a month. You still have about 500,000 players still playing to this day. Hell, Concord couldn't even reach that high. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that.
That's okay. It's come and gone. Like I played the beta.
Like,
and
I feel like it's a relic just to own the game at this point. It's just like, poof. But whatever.
8 years, right? 8 years, 400 million.
8 years, 400 million, 600. Like, I don't even know what they could have even did. And it's just like, bro, you couldn't even make it past to a 10 million mark. That's scary. And you make like a hero shooter team rumble type of thing, but you microtransaction charge it. Listen, if Destiny charged for you to pay the first game, and then they said, "Hey, we're going to charge you to pay the second game," and they said, "You know what? Will make us make more money if we make it free." When they did that, I was like, "You know what, Destiny? That was kind of smart because now you still got a long fan base that's still alive to this day. What, 10 plus years?
Yeah.
How do you do? Like, don't talk to me.
For Concord, $40. But here's something: Helldivers was $40, but that was like a good game before the PC
but that live service
controversy
game was good before Sony actually pulled the kamikaze move on themselves because hey, we're gonna force everybody to do a whole PlayStation account and everything. Which actually, for someone who does not own a PC, I need someone to explain this to me too, because when you have to make a PlayStation account with them, are you just making a PlayStation account, or do you have to buy into the service? I don't understand. Do you know how that works?
I don't think you had to buy into the service. No.
You have to make an account.
I think the PlayStation, you just have to make an account. But I haven't heard of anyone saying like, hey, you need to like subscribe to PlayStation Plus. You have to subscribe to PlayStation Plus monthly or pay the PlayStation Essentials thing. I haven't heard that, but I heard that people just didn't like that you had to make a PlayStation account in order to like play. Like you can play like I don't know. For example, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima came out on PC,
it did.
and I have a Steam Deck. I don't have like a PC. I have a Mac, but I have a Steam Deck. They say it says it's unsupported, but what they really said is you can play the single player game, but if you want to play the Legends mode, you're gonna need to make a PlayStation account.
But you don't have to buy PlayStation Plus.
I don't think so. I
I would
haven't
have to look
seen.
into that because if
Yeah,
that's
me
the
too.
case, I would understand why people are getting mad about that. Then I will make that makes a lot of sense. But if that's not the reason, I don't understand why people get mad about it. So anyone who is a PC player, if you're listening, you catch us later, please drop that information so we could definitely know the reason why, because we do not know this. And I'm not trying to be arrogant or disrespectful to that because I just do not know. Um, but besides that, though,
Let me see how to sign in. Go to
oh, you're looking it up now?
sign in.
Yeah, because please, because I was like, look.
Yeah, purchase, download, start eligible PlayStation game playable on PC. Go to main menu for the game and select sign in. Sign in. How to link PSN when playing a PlayStation game on PC. Purchase blah blah blah. As you try, problem will appear instead. Counting may be completed.
And then,
What are the benefits? Do I have to sign in to the event? Do I need to sign in? Registration overlay. I don't see anything about.
so it's probably just a preference thing because, like,
Yeah,
I guess it's like, but wait, when you do Game Pass, the one, do you have to make an account with that too? Because
I think if you already have like a Microsoft account and you already signed in,
I
because
guess because
since
everybody, because it's like Windows and all that stuff. So I guess it's like, you
yeah,
technically already are gonna have a Windows or Microsoft account because it's built into the computer. So it's like, yeah, it makes sense, I guess.
mm,
Okay, well, nonetheless, though, I still want to sympathize for those fans who
yeah,
are not into doing that. So, like I said, it definitely makes sense, but
mm.
it's still interesting though how that whole thing is working out. Nonetheless, though,
Let's see. You
what's
said
next?
all right. Lunar Remastered Collection.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
you
spoke
mentioned
about
that. You mentioned that.
yeah.
And I think the next thing I see is one of my favorite Sonic characters, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack.
So yeah, that was a that. So I remember Sonic Central. I think they covered it first. The Sonic
Yeah,
Central was also this week. I think this Monday.
yeah,
I avoided looking at it.
yeah,
But then Sony did it, and I was like, of course Sony did it because it's Sony. So the movie pack. So I'm wondering, are they gonna do one for Sonic and Shadow? If so, that will be good because I think that's a good way to market it because it's supposed to be coming out in December. So anyone doesn't know this, pretty much we are going to get a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie level with Keanu Reeves actually voice acting as Shadow for
yeah,
that actual movie pack level. But the thing is, and it also has like his model too from the movie
yeah. I
and
see it. Yeah.
game rendered, and it looks very good, by the way. I have to say. So
Well,
it
that's
makes me
cool.
think like, hey, are you guys going to do the same thing for Sonic? We're alone for him because the thing's supposed to release around December 12th, I think. So I guess
Yeah,
like after
December
Game
12th.
Awards, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. It looks great. It looks great. But I mean, they did something similar like this before. Um, I forgot what game it was. Another game did it very similarly. I just can't think what. Oh, you know what? It was like Sonic Lost World. They kind of did it, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they did like the Zelda one, and they definitely did like the Knights one, which was a one-time play, and then after that, yeah, that was it.
Man, I can't wait for seeing, like, did you see the first Sonic Cross Shadow Generations Dark Beginning? Um,
I did, and it looks great. It looks great. It
yes.
looks great, and I'm like excited to see that. I think what's going to be suck is if I when I pre-order it though, the by the time the third episode will already come out, I've already been playing the game, so it's gonna kind of suck. It's like dang, sequential order, but man, I don't, it's cool. I'm still gonna support it regardless because it's
Yeah.
like through the year of Shadow at this point, and with the
Yes.
movie happening and so forth, and
Yes.
Keanu definitely being the
Yeah.
voice actor we wanted. I think
Yeah.
some people are a little bit skeptical on Keanu because he
He
really didn't
sounds like Shadow.
as much. I'm cool with Keanu being a voice actor because I was just like, I feel like they're gonna get somebody good. It was just a matter of like, he probably should. He's not speaking enough,
Mhm.
but I feel like he's doing what he can
Yeah,
because I feel like it's definitely a probably different for him because
yeah,
I mean, does he probably look up his character, probably look what he's actually doing? I believe so because like I think one thing to know is Keanu Reeves doesn't really give a bad performance. I mean,
yeah,
hell, he even did Cyberpunk and
yeah,
hey, I mean, the Cyberpunk really well, Cyberpunk actually revitalized itself because
yeah.
of the community. I think they wanted to see it do good. They really wanted to see well, but
Wake the
I don't
f
know how
up,
that goes.
samurai. Wake the f up, samurai.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think um I think because what's funny is that I guess maybe I wonder if Keanu was like, wow, this hedgehog likes motorcycles. I love motorcycles too,
Yeah, like
and I sound like
you
him.
really want to lure into like the depiction of like, yeah, I can relate to this. Like his past roles is like, yeah, he's a badass. I'm like, yeah, of course. So, like I said,
Like,
I'm excited to see. I'm very excited for Sonic Generation as a Sonic fan. That's gonna appease my heart. We're definitely just replaying the game too because I feel like out of all the game remakes to come out, that one is like the most pivotal game that we definitely need on this modern
yeah,
technology. And with like even the mods that have been supporting that game for years on years, it's like, yo, it's hey, because honestly, the games I want remastered on my consoles is definitely that one, Sonic Unleashed, with better controls. But
yes,
hey, we'll get it one day maybe. But if not that, then hey, at least a good Sonic IP. Because Sonic Forces was cool. I like Sonic Forces.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, it's like it's a weird one, experimental, but it's a cool experiment. It's not like
Very meta. That game is very meta.
yeah, very meta. Definitely took a lot of inspiration from a lot of big competitors, and
Oh,
I mean, is that a shame? Not really, but we know where your source material is from.
yes,
We just I would just say that much.
yeah,
But yeah, Sonic Generation definitely excited. Hopefully, they do a Sonic pack as well too for an inspired level for the movie as good promotion because like I said they're doing good cross promotion. I do think
yes.
they're doing that very well. So I am
Mm,
happy to really just see where does it go.
mm.
But hey, otherwise, Sonic Generations, y'all got it. You're doing good.
Uh,
All right.
All right, let's see. All right, TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge DLC.
I would
A
even call it
DLC.
like an announcement for you know, like a Sony announcement because technically that was announced earlier in the week. That's why I like the
Oh,
Sonic,
really?
like I wouldn't even count that. It was
Okay.
because it's on every platform for real. It's just like a hey, they kind of make it seem like, oh yeah, only on Sony. It's like you guys do what Nintendo do. It's like it's not really exclusive to your Sony. I think it's just gaming promotion because, like I said, I played that game recently on stream this past summer and it was super fun. 6 players, like beat 'em up, arcade style, very fun game. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey, like soundtrack, 2 new characters, cool, love that. Good for TMNT because, like I said, TMNT is
Perfect.
like a good homage franchise for
It's good.
on brand.
It's a good Switch game as well. Like you have like another person you can give them the Joy-Con and play, and then
Hmm.
like grab more Joy-Cons and make it like a nice home
Yeah,
like
it's just
console
like
game.
you gotta really
Right.
have like the people for it. I think that's really what it.
Yeah.
You have to have the people. If you don't, then it's kind of like a
Yeah.
okay. It's like sure we have this game, but it's like because if you don't really play with like multiplayer, because you can do online too. You can do online like +6 multiplayer, and it works fluid. You don't have to do local, which I think is a great thing because not many games like that really have like the type of 6 player support. I mean, hey, it could be 8 players, but to be fair, I mean the game would probably crash. So it's fine. You got to take your little wins all the time. But otherwise, though, great thing. Great add on. What's next?
um, Fantasian Neo Dimension. Sony confirmed the release date for Fantasian
So yeah, that's like another RPG if I'm right.
December 5th. Will launch on December 5th this year.
I think it's like another RPG,
Japanese,
correct? All
yeah,
right.
Japanese RPG. Yep. And then let's see, Dragon Age: The Veil Guard.
Dragon Age.
I am I don't know what to think of this game. I've seen it. They had an extended gameplay sequence, and they cut in between it too, just to
Like
because
how
of the
many miles
time.
longer, so winded. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I'm glad you know things like that. Because like, that's definitely like editor's choice of like saying, hey, I don't want
yeah,
you to know that this game looks like it's half done. But doesn't EA make that game?
yeah.
That's
BioWare, EA, yeah,
yes. Oh, BioWare. Yeah. See, I'm always hesitant about EA because EA's always the company that does things half baked. Didn't
yeah.
they make one game that actually did well? Or maybe I'm confusing this with
Fallen Order,
what was
Fallen
it?
Order, Jedi, Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
the
they
Star
did.
Wars.
Yeah, and then
That was, but Respawn's really good. They're good, but the
wait,
problem with,
wait,
but the
hold
problem, but the problem with Survivor was that like it was poorly optimized. In fact, I think they just released the PS4 and Xbox One port. Um, I think they're going to release it soon.
so, interesting.
Like
And
Respawn's like the only, I'd say, consistent developer from EA.
uh,
Well, like compare that to like Dice or you know with Battlefield 2042.
we don't, well, Battlefield actually supposed to come out with another game at some point.
Yeah,
I,
it's gonna be modern. It's just gonna be modern.
yeah, I was hearing word about like Battlefield might be coming back, probably Game Awards most likely. Because like I said, I would not mind playing a Battlefield game because Call of Duty needs to stop with
Yeah,
their rinse and repeat methods, but it
yeah.
works. So I mean, can I talk shit about it? Not really, but hey, whatever, whatever.
I played the beta, the Black Ops 6 beta. I enjoyed what I played.
I
But the
played I
freaking
played it without
Omni,
pre-ordering it. I'm glad. I'm like good because I didn't. I was like, let me test it, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to fall for the trap I did with MW3 where like I played. I was like, oh yeah, gameplay is like, hey, but it's like, oh shit, open world zombies. This should be really cool. How is this gonna work? And I hated it.
yeah, I that came and went for me. I just like, oh, I played it once. I was like, no, I'm not interested.
I
But
tried.
the story, the campaign was horrible.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about that campaign and
Yeah,
even like how busted it was, even for just trying to get all the materials for it. It was the dumbest thing ever, and it's like, that's also another reason too. It's like, see, if you can say let's buy Call of Duty, but for online only, like how Warzone is, then I will be like, hey, I'd be Call of Duty rich. If you tell me I could just buy online experience only without having to buy the full
yeah.
game, then sure. But that would ever happen? Maybe.
Well,
But
I'm gonna play it on Xbox, so I have Game Pass. So
exactly.
I think that's the perfect kind of Game Pass game, Call of Duty. It comes out every year. People play it for the multiplayer mostly, zombies, and then camping at the bottom.
But one
Uh,
thing I have to say about Game Pass is, isn't Game Pass the reason that a lot of companies and developers kind of went like, bankrupt? Like
yeah,
Hi-Fi Rush, for example, because when
yeah,
you buy something from Game Pass, you don't actually buy it. You're more
yeah,
like renting it until your subscription runs out. So how does that benefit, like, the because
yeah.
you're streaming the game almost, kind of, right? So does it really benefit the seller?
Not, I don't think it does. I feel like it benefits the player more, but not the seller, not the
Yeah,
seller.
because it's
Like
not
the
like music industry streams where it's like, music industry streams like, hey, they make money off of streams, but we all know the real thing is you buy physical, you make
yeah,
bills.
dude.
It's
I got a freaking record player. Got vinyls.
oh, you said
So
you buy vinyls? What?
yeah, I got Vince Staples. I have his self-titled. I have his Ramona Park broke my heart. I have Dark
What?
Times, but I'm also a Swifty, so I'm sorry. That's
No,
gonna be
no,
like
no. I mean, I never knew you buy vinyls. Like, listen, I'm someone who's just trying to find a buy. She's trying to buy a vinyl player. Like at some point in life, I swear to God.
look at Audio Technica. They're good. They're usually good. I got this one. This vinyl was like a special edition one, and
Mm.
it was like it was 400, but I did a pay in four. And it's like has like a very 80s kind of art style to it. I'll send it to you on Instagram and show
Oh,
you.
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
But I have Taylor Swift. I have Charlie XCX's Brat that came out. I have Carly Rae Jepsen. at Justin Timberlake's 2020 experience. Um, I don't know what else Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet, and I'm not sure about the Katy Perry album. I'm not sure about that, but I am definitely gonna get Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. I gotta make sure it's the right version because there's like
I gotta buy him all his damn albums, honestly.
Yeah,
around the big steppers because
yes,
you can't.
Yeah, him being in the Super Bowl, that just made me laugh. Oh god.
We're gonna have to regroup and talk about that when that happens because I'm ready to talk about this.
Yes,
I'll be excited for the Super Bowl. I want to see how that works. But we'll get back. We'll get to that when it happens.
Okay, so where was it? Where were we? Okay, we were talking about
Dragon Age. Right. Because I have Dragon Age Instant Question, and I've heard that's like one of the best ones. But I always remember this though, because like back in the day, EA made cool games, but not great games, and now they don't make great games at all. So it's like, okay, I'm even more scared because like I don't want to, like I said, shit on the franchise and be like, oh my god, you guys never made a good game in your life. It's like, whoa, hold on. I want to say that. I think it's really just franchise just kind of sucks right now, like modern franchises, and that's just really where it's at personally. And I don't want to say like it's gonna be a bad game because I think a lot of people are actually looking forward to this. But maybe because Dragon Age games just don't really do bad. But hey, we'll see. We'll see though, because EA's EA. But let's hope the game does good though.
I feel like when I was looking at the combat, there was no impact in the stuff. Like the particle effects were awesome, but it's just I've seen all the stuff leading up to it, and it's just like, are they trying to go action and adventure? Is this an RPG?
That's what I was confused about too. It's like for someone who hasn't played a franchise game before, it's like, yeah, these are great questions because, like, hey, anyone who is a Dragon Age fan, though, of course, hey, definitely give a good synopsis on how the gameplay is. If they're different by season iteration, please tell us. I definitely be like educated promptly on the games I am playing and all the lore about them. So definitely helps.
All right, next game, and I think you'll like this. Alan Wake 2 DLC.
I definitely do love Alan Wake. It was a great time playing it, and it was a lot of fun. I think with Alan Wake, though, it definitely just, at the time when I did play it, I surprisingly did not finish Alan Wake 2, and then that's because that's like a real long story with like lore about how I didn't finish it, but I still have it, and I feel like I should revisit the game, this fall season in between. God dang Sparking Zero and Sonic. As of how I'm gonna do that, I'll figure it out. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. Either that or November, because I think November is gonna be the cool chill period for games, honestly.
Surprisingly.
It's like there's not really much happening in November. I feel like I can actually catch up on games on my Switch that I have yet to actually buy because of all the influx. But it's also my birthday month, so it's gonna be like, yeesh. I don't know, Buckaroo, but hey. Because I would love to beat the game and play it in full focus. Because for someone who definitely studied forensics, of course, in school, it definitely kind of playing as an FBI agent and like criminal investigation as well as what too in school wise. It was definitely like kind of fun to see how that game tackles that narrative, like trying to find this whole mystery about Alan Wake and everything. The game is way more different than the original one. For like the story, and I think it's like I'm gonna need to really sit down and like piece all this together. But like I said, for the DLC that they've been doing though to support the game, and because that game actually did win more awards than Spider-Man.
Yes, it did.
And I'm not. I'll talk about. Well, when we get all the games out the way, I'll speak some thoughts about some things they should have did. But yeah, Alan Wake, ready for that. Love to see that as well too, because I think it's probably going to be the last DLC they're doing at this point. Because Alan Wake will be out for about a year as of this point.
Yeah, so, and I remember you saw the Game Awards last year, right?
Yes,
remember like they did the dancing number in Alan Wake. Did you make it to that part?
Yeah, and that was definitely a song from the actual game that Because there's a
So
musical I heard of there was, but I was just like, how the hell does this work? It's like, but I realized Alan Wake is definitely on some trippy Nirvana timing. I have to like
it,
say take a sit down and just really figure out what's going on with that game.
I love the game director because he's the same guy that was the face model for the original Max Payne, but that face, and he was
Oh,
like he was dancing on the stage. Oh God.
oh my god, Max Payne, Jesus Christ, you don't want them to remember right there. Ugh,
Ah,
one
but look,
day, one day.
let's see what else. Uh, Hitman VR. That seems like a fun sandbox game.
So with Hitman VR, right? Is that like I'm assuming that's its own self-titled game, or I assume that is right.
Hitman World of Assassination for VR is launching this December for PSVR 2. It brings a new perspective on the world of contract killing. That's what the GameStop thing
Okay,
says.
so I'm guessing like it definitely is. Well, I guess probably just a new game itself because I remember this game like really wasn't talked about as well too. That last Hitman never was talked about so much,
Yeah.
and I don't know why that was the
Hitman 3 or World Assassination?
uh Hitman 3, I think it was.
Yeah, Hitman 3. I remember that came out.
Yeah, no
And
one really
then,
talked about it like as heavily. And I thought it was like that game was pretty good, unique, but maybe I'm also not like a big Hitman person as well too.
yeah.
And those games are like very tactical, and I think that's something I should try out. Yeah, I did try it out, and this is gonna sound horrible. I did try the Cloud Edition on my Switch, and yes, I have a PS5, but I just did it because it was free. No one judged me, but it was just like, hey, I just want to try it out real quick. Oh no, you know what? Actually, no, I am a liar. I didn't have a PS5 at that point yet, so that's
Okay.
why I tried it. But still, hey, cool game though. Cool game. I definitely should try out Hitman because I think they are free on PlayStation or usually
Yeah.
on Plus. But nonetheless, nice to see another VR game coming to the franchise. I'm not too sure what happened to the last one, but hopefully people can actually get like a good Hitman game if it wasn't as great as they wanted. So hopefully the fans get some love too. Gamers need love too.
Yes. Lego Fortnite split screen.
Who cares? It really the announcement was controller. That's all it was. And I'm not gonna lie. I do love the color of that controller. I was talking about like in terms of my favorite colors of controllers. I like it's the purple one, the pink one, the blue one. That shade of blue, the one they already exist, and the
Yeah.
Spider-Man one definitely was really good. I even like the LeBron James one they did too.
Oh yeah, they
That
did do that.
generation.
Yeah, I have the Spider-Man controller.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you now?
yeah. Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, it's just
Uh,
like I can't put this one down. It's just
yeah.
so good.
I actually might have to trade it in for along with a PS5 for.
Oh, the Pro.
I'll get that.
No,
Uh,
no.
I pre-ordered the 30th anniversary edition
I mean,
controller.
yeah, but like, don't trade it in. Keep the controller. Because, like, listen, if you can't keep the plates, keep the controller. That's
Well,
at least.
I don't have the plates. I don't have the plates, but
I got the plates and I got the controller. I was just like, listen, I'm not listen, the plates. Y'all want these plates? Plates. We can get this controller. I'm sorry.
ah,
This thing with me.
ah,
It's like because I'm not gonna lie, in terms of which one was the better controller, I like the PS4 version though. The
yeah.
PS4 first Spider-Man game controller, I think I like that one better. I'm not
Oh, okay.
too sure why. I think it's because it definitely because the consoles back then they weren't just plates; they were literally
Yeah,
just like an entire build. It's like how
yeah,
the Switch has like all the different like DSs, 3DSs, and even this just like how all those look. It's just like yeah, it's the entire thing is coded in one game center. I mean, hey, I get it. The plates are actually are a good touch though, especially if you get them custom made and spray painted and all that stuff. It's really nice, but come on now, like I think
oh,
that's like it's something cool. But definitely don't trade
yeah.
the controller though. Don't do it.
I know. I'm gonna have to get I'm gonna have to get like a maybe just a white dual sensor controller, or maybe I can like I'm friends with the manager. If she's there while I'm getting the console, maybe I can ask them if I could just, you know,
Lock in, lock
yeah,
in.
yeah. But let's. All right. Here's the. All right. I'm gonna. I saw something that you're gonna be excited about, but I'm gonna do this one. Let's just get these two out of the way.
I think I know this. Okay.
Horizon, Lego
Lego
Horizon
Horizon
Adventure.
or Horizon remake? Which one?
Both. I see both.
Okay, so I want to say one positive, one negative. Lego Horizon, I think, is a really good idea. I think it's a good one because something Sony said recently, which I think all game developers should understand, is family-friendly games are not ass games. Those are the most important thing because not every gamer needs a super sweaty game. We need something to really kind of break the spice and mold. When I saw this announced at Game Awards, I was like, this actually looks fun. It looks great. It's a goofy spin on a really serious franchise. I think that's the smartest thing you guys ever did. I think that's a good one. That was a good one. I'm like, okay, I'm here for that one. That was smart. So with that being said, I hope that game does exceptionally well. And it's a Christmas release too. So it's like, yeah, it's made for seasonal marketing. It's not made for like great game breaking, like awards or nothing like that. It's made for seasonal marketing for at home family friendly Black Friday pre order or even then holiday gift shopping. It's a smart game. Do it.
November 14th.
Yeah. Oh, November 14th? Oh, yeah. Then this game's gonna really jump. Yeah. It's gonna be great. They're gonna do well. So I hope that game does exceptionally well. Now for its other one.
I'm excited for this.
This shit makes no fucking sense. I'm sorry.
Like 7 years old.
Oh my god. Wow. Horizon Zero Dawn. First one. You're getting a remake. All right. Or remaster. I don't even give a shit what it is. I don't care which one it is at this point. It's like, you're not that old. You're not that old. Like, hey, what's a game that really needs a remake? A real remake? You took the very first Souls game ever and you made it a P5 exclusive, Demon Souls, and it was good. Thank you. So I'm glad that you're doing things like that because when you made that your starting game when you first launched in franchise, like when you first made your PS5 lineup, I think that was a smart game you ever did. That was so smart. Good game. Love it. Great. Because they already did like Dark Souls 1 before the console came out and Dark Souls 2 and 3. It's like you don't really need those. Not yet. So it's like, okay, cool, sure. But like we're asking for like real strong, respective games right now. We're actually for the good stuff. And you know what needs it more? Bloodborne. Where's Bloodborne? Where's Bloodborne? Where is it?
What, you don't like 30 frames? You don't like 30 frames per second?
Fuck no, I don't. like out of everything I've seen in my life is like, why would you disrespect me, smack me, call me? I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but my point is, y'all gave me like a half burnt ass game, and you just said nah. I'm not really feeling it. It's just like, why do you hate me? Why do you hate me as a fan? It's like, bro, I want to play the game that really broke the meta for real, and Bloodborne still doesn't getting it. So, hey, you know what? Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I'm not saying nothing. You got it. But hey, the fans have already spoken about it. I've spoken about it many times. It's something that's just a matter of I can't save you. I just can't. I can't save you because what does that? Ugh, stupid.
Do you have Horizon Zero Dawn? Like, did you get it digitally or physically?
I did get it physically, and it's just like, listen, great game, very unique for its time, a classic for PlayStation staple and longevity. I get it, but at this point, if you really want to take that mark, hell, even if you didn't do Bloodborne, you could have did something even cooler. I don't know, like what's that game called? Uncharted. Yeah, there you go. Uncharted could have been something like you could have did a remake collection of that game because we still are playing PS4 versions of the previous games from the predecessor. Now, are those games good and they optimally run well? Yes. Yes, they do. But at the same time, I feel like that's like something that you could have did. It would have been like, hey, that's cool. Jack and Dexter haven't touched the grass forever. You did Ratchet and Clank. Okay, cool. But what about Jack? Yo, when was the last time a Jack game came out? 09?
Sly Cooper?
Tuh, 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 tuh. My point. Just you hate us. You hate us. You
Uh,
know, but hey, man, like I said, both of those games, like I said, for the Lego one, I hope you have a very wonderful time at your theme park in Sony Land. I hope that you make great memories with families. The other one, burn in hell. We don't need you. Goodbye.
I'm definitely gonna pay an extra $10 to get that edition, so I can.
Oh yeah, that's right. So very pre-owned, then it's like yeah, but for those who didn't, it's just kind of
It's
like
$50. There you go.
I mean, well, you could just do the smart thing. Do the smart thing. If the first one goes on sale, buy that, then buy the PS5 edition. Simple as that. Simple. You don't
Uh,
have
well, well, they did. Sony did something pretty clever. They increased the price of the Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, so
to
people
like
wouldn't.
$40, $50 or something.
I think to $30 from 19 to $30 or something like that.
Okay, so then
Just
that's about
because,
that. Then yet again, that's my point proving again. We don't need that. Nah, bro. You thought you can. That's really bad. My point is like the whole Sony money driven thing. It's like, have y'all not learned mistakes from Concord? It's like, listen, like don't do shit that's gonna piss people off. It's like you're trying to make money, not lose money again. You already lost like a lot of bands, but and that's going to lead into the next thing later in this conversation. But Horizon, I'm done on y'all. Whatever you want to do with your life, whatever makes you happy, hey man, don't care.
Stellar Blade plus Near
Oh
collaboration.
yeah, yeah, that's I think it was really good. I feel like the game, the other robot automa game that's also like a Souls like that also makes people very happy on their
Yeah.
sides. Yeah, this was a really good collaboration. In fact, it's an expansion, not just like a reskin. So I'm like, oh
Okay.
yeah, I can see this really doing good because Stillblade was talked about, which I think that can't be like a game of the year contender, but I feel like that's like it was a
Okay.
cool time, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this game worthy. I did play the demo for sure. And
Me
I'm like,
too.
oh, this game is great. This game was nice. It's just another Souls like that kind of was just like, hey, let me just see how it cooks. And actually, like I said, it did a good time. What I did find surprising was during the announcement, they just now adding a photo mode, which I don't understand. What's up with companies not adding photo modes off the rip of the games? Because, let's be honest, for anyone who really likes that type of direction and modeling for a character, you mean to tell me you didn't drop a photo mode off the day one? That's wow. That's
They
like
did. They did do an update. Did you see the latest update where they added better? I'll just say physics. That's all I'll say.
oh
Better
yeah, I bet they
physics
did, but but it's
compression.
still weird to me. It's like so you didn't add this from the jump. Why again? It's like you do realize what type of fan base we're attracting here, right? It's like
Mhm.
I don't. Hey man, like I
People
said,
play Stellar Blade for the story.
yeah, sure, okay.
Well,
Well,
Near Automata, that's different. They'll play it for the story, I guess. The atmosphere.
a great plot, I guess. W plot, W exposition, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Call what you want, but hey, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But what's next? What's up for you next?
All right. Now let's see. All right. Let me just make sure everything. Okay. I want you to take the rip here. Um, I have to go to the restroom, but I'm going to say the game that you talked about on your TikTok.
Okay.
One of the games.
Yes.
I'll be real quick, guys. But I'm gonna let him, you know, gush.
All right, okay.
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go rip it. All right, here we
I'll
go.
be I'll be right back.
Monster Hunter Wilds. Ooh, what can I say about this? Uh, for anyone who is a Capcom fan, this is obviously a dub for anyone of you. If you're a person who definitely likes action RPGs, um, other variety and like the ones that you actually just go around and just punching the living hell out of like big ginormous monsters, and it is like funny as hell, and like using a variety of different like weapons and different combos to do so. Monster Hunter definitely is the game for you in terms of like a game that definitely brings out in a rich culture of, like you said, just smacking the living hell of a monster and definitely just going nuts. Good fan service too, as well, but definitely just mechanically, it's a good game. If you ever play a game called Monster Hunter World, then this is kind of like going to be like the sequel to that in terms of how expansive that game was. So yeah, great time. And for someone who's been a long-term fan since three, from the Wii days, and Monster Hunter has always been a game that's been around on Sony history. We're talking about since Monster Hunter One back in like the 2003, I think. So like, single player game to turn into the very first cross-play game ever in history, crossplay with Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. RIP Nintendo, but they couldn't handle it. They can't handle that game. It's too powerful. It's just like, that game is going to really break minds. And the fact we have a release date, it's coming out literally 2 weeks after I'm saying Thanksgiving. So Valentine's Day. And it's like, this game is gonna really break the mold here. And
So it's coming out Valentine's Day.
like the 28th. The 28th.
Okay, I thought.
So
Okay,
it's because this game is gonna be big, because if anyone's played Monster Hunter World during a time like of 2018, 2017, like Monster Hunter World literally like broke the mold when it already did like its first reveal during at the what was that? Was that Game Awards? No, E3. That's right. E3 was still a thing at the time. When E3 happened and they showed it off, it was like, bro, we never know Monster Hunter can go this far. So the fact that it got taken to that level, it's insane. In fact, it's gonna be crossplay with Xbox.
that's
Steam.
really Wilds.
That Wilds will be crossplay. It's the first crossplay Monster Hunter in ever, and it's going through its 20th anniversary. Because also, you got to think about this too. Monster Hunter was a Sony game. It started off in the PlayStation 2, the first one. So this is like, hey, you could say this is a Sony title in a way, but reality, no. But hey, it's been on every console. It's been on every modern console, from like Nintendo, Xbox. Well, Xbox really got it for, like I said, it's really for World and Rise, like the first one Xbox ever got. So I mean, hey, Xbox, am I right? Let me shut up. Like I wasn't an Xbox kid growing up. Let me not do that to them. But it's great. It's great. I love it.
I played Monster Hunter World, and I liked what I was playing, but it's just I didn't have the group. I didn't have like people that I could play with.
No.
So
I understand that, because you kind of do need like those people to kind of like keep you well rounded while playing. Even then, like growing up, it's like when you used to play Monster Hunter, like I said, like Monster Hunter 3 was on the Wii, and like there was always people to play with every time to hop on there. It just, if you had a mic, you could talk to them on mic, but if reality, if you didn't, then you just didn't. But even still, it's like, hell, even on PSP, like Frontier, like people were still having a lot of fun on there like that. With World, if you got in the World late, I'll tell you this: World has a bigger fandom than Rise does. So you'll always find a person on World, and especially now since the game has a release date. Yeah, the problem is this though: if you want to hop back on World to just find out, like how is Monster going to play out for you when you get into Wild, if you ever do get it, just know this: if you're on Steam, there's always people playing on Steam all the time. But if you're playing like on Xbox or PlayStation, it's gonna be a little tough, because ever since the Steam release comes out, it's way better than the console version. So at that point, it's like, why would I need to go back to console if I could play this on Steam and play with my friends and play it in glorious like 60 frames of FPS and probably 4K resolution on my modified PC with all these great components? And yet again, it's like, you're right. I mean, to be fair, you don't have to really buy it. And even then, the expansion made it so better too. Iceborne, oh my god! So
I wonder if there's a console alternative to that, like high fidelity. Yeah, I wonder.
Like what? Oh god, Jesus! Sure, Sure. I mean, like I said, I would love to see the game in glorious resolution. But at some point in my life, I'm like, I'm gonna get a PC. I'm just gonna have to, and I'm
Yeah.
enjoy it like that because I feel like if I play it on PC, lordy, yeah. Because even with modern gaming, it's like I don't know, can a P5 or Xbox can they hold the power of a what's that thing called GTA 6 if it ever happens? That's a
Yeah.
question. Can it
Yeah.
hold it? Can it hold water? Maybe it probably can, but you know, when
You
you
know
got
how Rockstar is like when they always come out with the consoles first, and then they'll do the PC like a year or two later.
yeah, we already know how that's gonna go because, like I said, it's gonna have a console release, but it's just like, hey, just hope this game runs good because if it don't, then oof, problems because we never had a problem with the game running ever before on previous on previous hardware, but you know. I hope Rockstar's really taking their time and not milking us because
Yeah.
we all know we're gonna get a trailer this Game Awards. We all know we're gonna get a trailer.
Yeah.
It's definitely
I don't know if that's even Rockstar's thing, because Rockstar just likes to do their own thing. They don't when they never shown. I think aside from maybe kind of like GTA 4 at the Xbox conference where
yeah.
that he lifted a tattoo and had GTA 4 on it. That was coming on Xbox 360.
Yes, I remember.
But they never presented their game at E3 or Summer Games Fest. They always do their own thing.
They could do it the week before because, like, remember, it's almost been like about like a year since they dropped that trailer out of.
Oh yeah, that's
They could do it around the time and just be like, "Hey, we're just gonna shadow drop this and call
yeah.
it a day."
Sounds
But
like a Rockstar thing to do. Yeah.
Rockstar would definitely do it, and at that point, they might even drop a release date too because you know, it's been a year since like that trailer came out, so it's like the game has to look at least way better. But at that point, they might even have a release date tied to it, and I'm already anticipating it might be fall next fall,
Yeah, that's
which will be
what
like
people are.
9 months. Yeah, like yeah, I can see that happening.
Ghost of
Yautai,
Yote. Wait. We got
Yote,
one more. One we got. All right, let's. That's the last thing that showed up, so we got to do
definitely the
that.
game that was like needed because
Yes. Yeah.
it's the game like you can't say Ghost of Tsushima was not a great Imperial Japanese game. It's great.
Yes.
It was great. It was needed. Honestly, it's like you can't say that Ghost. Like I think this is like one of the things like on the wish list. Like, hey, are we gonna get this game? And honestly, I feel that this game was already in development for a while, but I feel like the hype is even more ramped up now, especially with some of the recent streams done by Kai Cenat, especially
Yeah.
his live stream where he definitely played until he beat it. So his 7-day stream run with that game. So
Damn.
exactly. So like I said, this game definitely was
Cooking. It was cooking.
it was a need. I'm glad it's back it's with a new story 300 years later with a female protagonist. Of course, you got those people
Yes.
the
Yeah.
ground who are like, "Oh my god, a female protagonist!" Like, man, shut up, bro. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
it's just
care
not a big deal.
about your depressing feelings about, "Oh my god, we're getting a female protagonist." Like, who cares? Yo, a strong female protag is better than a female protag that's like obviously comes off like a little weak in defenses. Like, I get it. It's like, yo, we can't do that. Relax. But
Yeah.
hey,
I like that I like how they went with the Ghost series. Like they're making it more of an anthology kind of
yeah,
series. With that's cool. That's a good idea because what are the different Ghosts of history? Wouldn't it be cool if there was like, say, if you played Ghost of Yote and the one of the mythic tales was about Jin, like
ooh.
that would be cool. Like
And
he would
then
get certain
the
abilities.
multiplayer mode too. I forgot about that. They did the
Yeah.
mode, so it's like, damn, how far are you gonna take it? Because that multiplayer mode definitely shook things up too.
Yeah.
It's very underrated. But like I said, I need to go and play Ghost for another time and definitely just flesh out and enjoy that game for what it is. Because like I said, that game is also coming out in 2025 as well too. Because we were looking at it, 2025 is cooking. Like 2025 is
Yes.
a year of bankruptcy in video gaming right now. The way how
Kind
everything's dropping, because my God,
of
I
like 2023. 2023 had so many games that came out last year.
Like
So
there were goods, there were fumbles, but like they were definitely good games. You can't say they were bad. You can't say they were bad. So I'm excited to see where this game could go, and I really wanted to do well and exceptional. I need them to like make sure this game is gonna be great, which I know it is. I know it is. I know there's gonna be like those people who gonna be like, oh my god, it's not. I'm like, shut up.
yeah.
But none of that though. State of Play, I have to give it like my entire rating. State of Play, I give it like I give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. What it is, after like taking some days to digest it, it was actually a way better State of Play than the one previously.
Yeah,
in the middle of the year, that was abysmal. So
then they showed Concord off that time. Like they took an extended look and just
no one even cared about what Concord was. We all were like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, even then, they even made, what was funny about it was too. They made a hype about the beta. It was like, "Hey, try our beta for our game. You're gonna have to pre-order it to try it out." What's crazy is you didn't have to pre-order it to play the beta. You could have got it for free if you just looked at it. And that's what I did download it. So I downloaded the beta, but I never played the beta.
I downloaded it, I played it, and it was really amazing.
I was
just like,
so funny.
It was functional, but it wasn't like anything different. I was like, oh, that was a game. Oh, look at these cutscenes. They look very nice.
That long when the cutscene just to like load up the game, it was kind of like, bro, what is like I said, like yet again, my favorite thing around that time was definitely Monster Hunter gameplay. So like I said, you definitely couldn't solve me. And that and Marvel Rivals, which I'm very excited for.
That's an actual hero shooter.
One that's also not charging for a battle pass, which they're not doing they're not going to charge a battle pass, and every character that's going to come out will be free. Every character, and that might be because it's NetEase Games, as over like the Chinese developers, and like a AAA company. That could be why, but hey. Naraka is also by them too, but they also didn't do it. So it's like, I don't know what's going on, y'all, but hey, I like what you're saying. Let it cook. So I hope that game does well. I hope it does well.
All right. So I think that ends the state of play part, right?
Yes, we're good. So now we gotta get into the controversial part, I guess. The
PS5. The PS5 Pro?
Oh yeah.
I am ready. I got some stuff here that I was hiding here.
Nope. So you can't tell me to support this, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fight this one for. Oh my god, you bought a disk drive. Oh my god.
I got this yesterday.
I looked at it a few times. I'm like, wait, what am I looking at? I'm like, oh god. How much did that cost you?
Well, it says 300, but they had a sale, so it was 260. But then I had trade-in credit, so I had $74. So I paid $179 for a 4 terabyte. So that's not bad.
Oh, that's the terabyte drive.
4 terabyte drive, yeah.
Oh, wait, is that SSD? What is that?
Yeah, SSD for a PS5, yeah.
Huh. Okay, yeah, because that makes more sense. When you say that, okay, I thought that was a disk drive. I was like, what the fuck? Okay,
no, this is freaking $80. So
okay.
Well, I'm prepping. So
ain't the words, good sir, but hey, you prepping all right.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the PS5 Pro?
It doesn't need to exist. Well, no, it can exist. I'm sorry. It doesn't need to be what it is right now. Like, okay. But the PS4 Pro came out compared to this, it was so different, and it made such a big difference in gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, my mic can mute myself, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made sure of that. Okay. But it's insane. It's insane. Like as much as I would like say, hey, PS5 Pro sounds pretty cool. Would I buy it? Nah, because I'm content with my PS4. I mean, PS5. Sorry.
So it's the power. Your PS5 has the power of a PS4. Okay, so you should get the PS5 Pro.
Yeah. Sure, whatever you want to say. Like the PS5 when I had, I was like, yeah, I'm content with this. I don't really need to upgrade no time soon. If I had a P4 or my P5 was just like, hey, I broke it or just it's struggling or something, and I'd say, yeah, I'll buy it. But for the price, fuck no. Never would do that. That price is insane. When the P4 happened, yo, that was like an additional 50. Not even a big jump. And I'm like, okay, I can rock with that. But no, this isn't even nowhere near fair. I'm like, you have fun with your low sales because at least your PlayStation Portal is somewhat coming up out of the where it's like, hey, yeah, it's kind of cool. But like, who's really gonna buy this? You know, I'm not gonna say that this is like unmarketable. I'm not gonna say that, but you're asking for a lot. A lot. And I want you guys to be a really long striving company, but like you took 2 L's within the month with Concord and this. And I'm like, listen, the only thing that redeemed you right now, your name is really like Ghost. Ghoshima 2 is what saved you guys right now. Okay.
What about the 30th anniversary collection?
Now, here's the thing for a collector's sakes. So, for someone who used to resell like other properties, it makes sense. For someone who's like a reseller, or like for someone who's also like a person who loves like, unique and collectibles, it's a good buy. I will say that. If you're going over the collector's sake, it's like, hey, if you say you had 2 copies, one for playing the games and one for like collector's edition that like let it age over time and let that money turn into like real gold. Yeah, this is actually perfect. But if you're gonna tell me that that's the only version that you're ever gonna make that's gonna be that unique, then I'm going to not care. I'm sorry, because it's like even for 30th anniversary, you guys really didn't promote nothing. Like even I look on the PlayStation Store, there's nothing promotional happening for its 30th anniversary. 30 years of a brand, you have nothing on your digital fronts, store fronts, not even a sale happening besides your regular current sales that happen every year. So it's like, all right, you don't really make it sound like it's so special that you guys are hitting 30 years of gaming experience and joy and library. So it's like, why would I care kind of if you're not even showing the same energy back in return? That makes me feel like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
I think the PS5 Pro, me being like I love TVs, and I went to a TV shootout last year in New York City near Grand Central, and I watched the TVs like compete the best TVs that people can buy, and the one I got won. It won twice actually. It won last year when it came out, and it won this year defending its crown. That's the A95L. So it's a 4K 120 hertz TV. It's a Sony TV, so it does auto HDR tone mapping. So what it does is like, how you start a game and you have to go through this process of like, all right, is it, you got to match the white with this white and like make sure it's close to it or whatever. Right. I'm the kind of person that gets very, I overthink about that. So that, like, being a Sony TV and a PS5 thing working together, like they handshake. But but with that kind of TV, like TVs like 4K 120 hertz, not just Sony TVs, LG, Samsung, TCL, Hisense. The 4K for people that have 4K 120 hertz TVs that wants their performance modes to look really good, because you usually when it comes to PS5 games, you either sacrifice fidelity for the sake of performance or performance for the sake of fidelity. I'm the rare person that cares about fidelity, depending on the game though. For example, if it's Spider-Man, I know that's a fast-paced game. Right. I choose fidelity with 120 hertz mode on, so I get like 4K at 40 frames per second and up, with up being the variable refresh rate. What kind of monitor do you have? Do you have how many hertz? 120, 240?
So I got like a Nevada, it's like a G-Sync monitor. I got this one from Best Buy because I definitely want something that definitely could play Spider-Man good, but also could feel like for my room size, honestly. And it's something like about like a 32-inch, so it's like a very like decent monitor for what it does, and it actually has definitely made my gameplay look like way better. I'm glad because I bought a new monitor for the sake of Spider-Man as well. So you're not the
Yeah.
only one who did that. So like,
Yeah, I did that for the TV.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just like, hey, it's great to at least, find someone who actually cares about that because I love Spider Man. The game
Yes, me too.
gives me really mixed feelings to this day, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking.
I in terms of gameplay, I love the gameplay.
Yes, yeah.
The game, it's my Spider-Man 2 is my comfort food game. It is a game that when I get off of work and I'm chilling, I'll play that game just to kind of like play, and then I'll play something else afterwards. I have
Yeah,
almost I have almost 400 hours in that game.
for me, it's like the gift of the game where I like to sit down and definitely, just sort of video, like I'm having a conversation with someone, I just kind of need time to decompress. Even I kind of use New Game Plus as a face front to definitely just
Yeah.
burning time because I still have not beat New Game Plus. Um, Not to say the game's hard or nothing like that. Even I played on the hardest difficulty. It's really the fact that it's just like the game kind of left me with a sense of unfulfillment. You know,
Yeah.
after beating it, and even with like the minimal post game content after you beat the game for the first time, you're kind of like left with like this feeling of that it. And there's not very much to show for it. The first one I feel like did a good job with that, but I played the game on for like the time of just to decompress, chill, and like I
Yeah.
said, like mechanically highlight the navigation works of the game. It's a
Yes.
end time upgrade to the first one, and of course with the two expansions of you know Brooklyn High or
Brooklyn, Queens.
yeah, and yeah, like all that stuff. It kind of like gives more life into the map, and with definitely with like the air tunnels, well, the gust of wind, kind of like with the gliding, all that stuff is great. It's great. So it's like, yeah, I can't
Yeah.
see myself going back to one or Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Maybe Miles Morales if I wanted to have a Christmas theme
Yes. Yeah.
adventure, but like I said, I purposely beat Miles Morales and I stopped playing it during the time of Christmas because when the game came out, it was definitely going towards the holiday season. But for
Yeah.
me, when I got a chance to actually play the game for the first time, even though I knew the whole story beat for beat, the first time I ever played it was actually 2 years ago, and that was when I bought the physical version of Miles Morales, and along with the code for Spider-Man Ultimate Edition.
Yeah. The right remastered.
Yeah, and it was like everything about the game was amazing. The only thing that pissed me off was Peter's face. Oh, like what the fuck? Everything about the game was amazing. It was great. It was so much fun. And Peter's face, his face, bro. I
He looks.
know Sony got Spider-Man rights and Tom Holland is your face boy, but please, bro, I don't want to see another Tom Holland look like. I'm glad Yuri Lowenthal is there to voice Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Voice is great. He's done it
Yes.
before. He does a great performance. He did great even before the symbiote thing even happened and one and within two, he did a great job. But this face, bro, no
Yeah.
matter if you PS5 edition did the PS4 face, the best face.
Yes, I'd
I'm
say
not
that.
talking about I'm not talking about Miles' hair for God's sakes, but we'll let it slide. And
Miles. Well, I like Miles' hair and Miles Morales. It was just like a nice fade.
yeah, no, I'm talking about two and
Yeah,
two.
I know too. I know and two. The Killmonger haircut,
Yes, the
right?
Killmonger. And I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
We got a Black Panther suit, yes, but we don't need this. It's
Yeah.
not what I want Miles to be represented as because it was not that his dialogue pissing me off too because he reveals too much that like, hey, I'm black and I'm also a kid. I'm like, huh? Where do you go to school? You can't say a secret identity. I'm like, you already told me you're black and you already a Spider-Man. So like, what's up? It's like, damn.
I do like. I know where. I do like Spider-Man. I do like Miles Morales. Like dialogue in two because he sounds a bit more confident. You know how he like with his quips. I'll say.
Yeah, he definitely got like he's molding into the role in the Miles Morales. But I feel like he's got like a little bit too arrogant to the point. It's like he kind of lets people like know who he is, and even then like
Yeah.
his costume choice even is like a weird choice of like overexposure. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you can definitely say like, hey, Peter Parker naked outfit was definitely like, whoa, what the hell? But I feel like, eh, we kind of already knew this man was a white guy. It's like if you would have told me Miles was black, you wouldn't even tell he sounds like a black guy, not even remotely. Especially from his how he sounds.
Yeah.
Especially that's something too. His voice actor.
Najee Jeter. I met him in person a couple weeks ago. I
Really?
met him. Yeah, I kind of got his autograph. Um, I got his autograph and on a poster I got. Like but he didn't sign his name, but he said, "Be great or be yourself." I asked him to put
Oh
that on the.
yeah. That's
Uh,
like the font that they use for Miles Morales
yeah,
again. Yeah,
yeah, and he was he was a genuine person, very unique.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah,
I think it's just him as a voice for Miles. It's just not where I'm satisfied with. I mean, did he do bad on his vocal work? Not no, just like you
he
just
won. I
I
think he
wanted
won.
something, not even Shamik. I don't even want like I know Shamik is doing like, Spider Verse. You
Yeah,
don't have to do Shamik, but like you could do I don't know, somebody with like a little more bass.
yeah.
So
I
that's
seen I seen he did win an award, Najee Jeter. He won an award. I think he won a BAFTA. I think I think it was a BAFTA or something or a Dice. He won an award for best character development or something.
no
I
clue.
think.
I mean, was it for Miles or
Yeah, Miles,
okay?
Spider-Man 2.
Miles
But
definitely
he's,
up as a character. I did appreciate Miles' story though. I can say that.
yeah, I like the part where I know spoilers. But I like the part where my favorite part was like him with Lee trying to save Peter. Um,
Oh yeah,
there it's just like I can't forgive you, but I can't let this eat eat me up.
like good character growth because that's very important.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but let's see. PS5 Pro, everyone get it, please.
Everybody who loves to save money, don't get it. Buy a
Yeah,
PS5 on sale, either at
yeah.
Sony or buy it maybe at a Best Buy or another electronic store for probably the Black Friday price. Even then, my brother-in-law was talking about, hey, buy you got now that the PS5 Pro is coming out, why buy PS5 at this point? I'm like, you actually can, yeah, because at this point, that PS5 Pro, that's like I said, I'm going to be curious to see how the sales go with that. But anyone who
It's
has
probably I don't expect it to be well because it's more for a niche like thing. Kind of
yeah,
like the
it's like
PS5, PS4 Pro. Kind of like the PS4 Pro. That didn't sell well either.
until later.
Yeah.
But it's
Um.
like I don't know. It's like I want them to do. Like I said, I want you guys to have a good console experience. But like I said, I personally say just get a base PS5. Like
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
because like didn't they have a Slim that came out recently?
I got the Slim actually because the thing is, my original PS5, the one I got day one, it when I was playing a game, it would
Right.
just black out on me. It would just black out on me. I'll start the game up whenever the game starts to get intense, like it blacks out on me. So I had to get
Was it the
a new
TV
PS.
or was it like
No, it wasn't the TV. It was the PS5.
what happened?
I have no like. I think it's something about the. I don't know if it was the liquid metal or something, but like the PS5 was ridiculously hot, like ridiculously hot. There was the nothing was wrong with the TV. In fact, actually, well, nothing was wrong with the TV. It was the PS5 because my Xbox was working well, my Nintendo Switch was working well. There was a point where something was wrong with the HDMI cable, but that got suited. But the something was wrong with the PS5. So
Interesting. I never heard of that, huh?
yeah,
I,
I just blacked out. I think I had it
you
maybe.
got your console's worth, but that
Yeah,
does suck though.
I did. I guess I did. I don't know if it was because I had it vertically. I don't know.
Oh, I never did it. I never did it vertically. Never did.
Yeah, I think. My brother said something like the first early models had problems because
Yeah,
that's the
no, it
model I
did. Oh,
got.
so you bought a day one. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
day
bought
one.
mines when Modern Warfare 2 came out. So my model was like in like that development line. Because I know some of those early models, I think you can even mod those too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I I'm hoping it's not like that when the switch happens.
yeah,
When the switch happens, switch 2, I
yes.
hope that it doesn't get to that point because I would love to appreciate the switch 2 at launch, but no hardware is good on launch. I
How
know.
do you how do you feel about the Switch? Like the idea of the Switch 2? Do you think they should do something different, or do you think they should stay with the Switch formula?
I think the idea of them doing like the handheld thing is still like a great, aspect because I think that's very important. What made them very unique because when you think about the handheld experience, at this point the kings are the Switch and the Steam Deck. For those who actually have a Steam Deck who actually could have acquired one during the time, because you got to think about it when you look into it. Like handheld games and gaming were such very great times and made a lot of money. Gaming on the go, I mean, mobile gaming does it, but what mobile game really out here is like holding people gripping, like because nowadays mobile gaming is good and supporting, but even with the backbone support, backbone helps with um, like we have remote play. Remote play doesn't even always work if you don't have good Wi-Fi. And then with
Yeah,
Xbox version, I think that one's more optimized and well. But if not,
yeah,
then you can buy it for just regular mobile games too. But even if you didn't, you know,
yeah. You
how
can,
many games can we say is like, okay, this would be cool to play with? I find emulators on the phone to be great and fun, but at that point, if we're doing emulators on the phone, we might as well just go back to handheld. But yet again, with emulators, everything's free. I mean, make sure you know where you're downloading it from, but it's all free. So of course it's like, hey, no one's going to question it. It's like, oh, it's an emulator. Why would I do that? Why get it free? Than that. But I mean, if you're someone who appreciates physical gaming, it's very important. But if you
yeah,
don't, then it's like, all right, I can't really appease to you because you don't like physical gaming like that. So, am I
yeah.
mad about that? No, but
You,
I understand.
you made me just think of the PSP Go for a sec, which I had. Too early, too early. But
Mm-hmm. The
but
PS like the PSP Vita was definitely ahead
yeah,
of time. It's
yeah,
bro. Uh,
yeah,
hey man, but I mean nowadays you can get PSP Vitas if you really want to get like the best ones in Japan are the best, and
yeah.
especially even if you mod them or not, so good.
Let's see. All
Uh,
right, okay, okay. All right, I'd say we're done talking about the PS5 Pro and the 30th anniversary edition, right?
yeah, definitely. I'm
Um,
gonna say is this: if you have a copy of that PS5 Pro Edition, if you do, hold it on to your dear life and grip it. Don't sell it. Hell, if you can get two copies, keep one for yourself and keep the other one in the
collection.
locker. Because like I said, limited edition consoles go stupid in market value. They go crazy.
And
So
and
that's my take on that.
and one thing regarding the PS5 Pro, if you are unsure of getting it, look up look up this place called Digital Foundry. That will be like whether you are interested in that or you just want to stick to the base PS5. Because I feel like Sony dropped the ball with the PS5 Pro mostly because they presented it in a bad way. Because they didn't even present it at 4K 60 or 4K 30 on YouTube at least. They just put it at 1080p because you won't be able to see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to see the difference of the games. Two, why are you using Last of Us Part 2 as that game to no? You can use Spider-Man. Use Spider-Man. I guess Horizon Forbidden West. That's a beautiful looking game. Ghost of Tsushima, sure, but you have. I think Digital Foundry did a better job because an embargo kind of lifted like about 2 days ago. I think 2 or 3 days ago,
Mm-hmm.
where they talked about each one a handful of games they went to an event and they showed like the games, and they talked about how good the PS5 Pro affected those games in a good way. So if you watch that and you find out, okay, I'm interested in this, then I'll say sure. You sure. But if you aren't interested in that, then stick with the base PS5. I think that's my last thing to say. Anything else?
Nah, I think you definitely tackled on a good point because I never seen the Digital Foundry thing myself. So if you are saying that, I should take a look at myself too. Even as a guest and so forth. Because like I said, I want to say like, hey, Sony made a good decision, but I would say some of these modern gaming companies don't really present their titles or their games like very well, and it
Yeah.
can be very misleading for purpose wise. So trust me, I get it. I get it.
Oh, now let's see. Last of All right. Wait, no. I guess we can talk about Last of Us since it's PlayStation, and then
Oh
move
yeah,
on.
the HBO thing. I think the idea of definitely them doing the season 2 is a definite most def for even people who never played it. That did a lot of good publicity for Last of Us. I mean, for
Yeah.
PlayStation plans, I've heard nothing negative about Last of Us
Yeah.
for the HBO show, and I think that's a good thing because I'm like, okay, you guys actually got it right because you don't get a lot of good video game adaptations these days. So the
Yeah.
fact that you got it on the beat and you didn't fumble, I mean, I'm more impressed than anything. I'm like, you guys actually got it this time. I'm like, okay, because God forbid. I mean, the last time Sony did like another adaptation of one of the franchises was the Ratchet and Clank movie. Am I correct?
Yes. Wait. Yes. The Ratchet and Clank movie. They also. I think this
Oh,
was
Uncharted. No, I'm sorry, Uncharted.
the Uncharted movie. Yeah, I seen that. Uh,
Forgot what?
Tom
Okay,
Holland.
let's get that doesn't exist. Let's talk about Ratchet and Clank. Good job, great, lovely time. Uncharted. Never heard of it. Sorry,
Yeah.
never heard of it.
Then there's the Twisted Metal series, TV
Oh
series. I heard
yeah, yeah. That
with
was on Peacock though, but no one really talks
Peacock.
about that.
Yeah, I heard it was good though.
Okay, because
Um,
I was wondering because Twisted Metal is like another hidden IP that they have. They just don't really bring it outside. So okay, but
you
if
know,
they good, that's good here. Because
and
I think I know they brought Twisted Metal 1 and 2 on premium, but it was like
yeah.
that was about it that I really heard of, but not really much else about that. So
Hey, I noticed. Are you playing something? I'm looking at the reflection of your glasses. What are you playing?
I'm playing Dead Rising. I was just like,
Okay.
it's another comfort game I play because I was like,
Yeah.
dang, when we started speaking about Spider Man, I was like, I really want to put up Spider Man. I'm like, I'm actually just very relaxed because I said, long day had bright.
Yeah.
It's very nice, and it's actually getting late too. I just realized that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Six
definitely a lot.
thirty.
Right?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and then I saw. Well, don't worry. Last of Us, season 2. It's going to be a lighthearted romp
Yeah,
of the Last of Us universe.
yeah,
Nothing
very light.
bad's gonna.
I wonder
Yeah.
how they're gonna make us hate Abby all over again for a good half of it. For anyone who hasn't seen it, it's gonna be interesting to see all these Abby reactions because, ooh,
You're going to effing die. Or remember that at the
yeah,
beginning. Oh,
it's
great voice
gonna
acting.
be interesting.
Great voice acting. Yeah, great voice acting.
Uh, like I said, we'll see how this does. And like I said, I want to see good.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it. I want to see good, but it's like,
Uh,
hey, man, we'll see. We'll see.
yeah. I knew you wish things were different. I wish
Nah,
things.
like I said, I think we all did, but it's like, actually, let's bring this up real quick too.
No, I was quoting the game. I was quoting what Joel said.
No, I know, but it was like something made me click too. I was like, there's something else about Last of Us they haven't done right. What was it? That was like the multiplayer mode. What happened
Oh
to that?
yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that. That was good. That was unique.
Yeah, I like how it never existed and
Yeah.
never showed up. Like,
Like
oh,
they should have did like they should just make that game. Well, they were trying to make that game, but
I don't
I think
understand
I
what
forgot
happened.
Neil. I feel like Neil Druckmann uh, said something like, "Oh, it's bad" or something like, and then they canceled it.
I mean, like, cause it was supposed to be like a multiplayer thing. Like, they gave us a concept art, and like, cause the amount of time they showed it all was like they gave us a concept art. Cause you know when this happened, this was around the time when Modern Warfare 2 story mode was coming out. So this was
Yeah.
for Modern Warfare 2. So we're talking about like 2022, like I guess E3, but I really in this case like Xbox show, no, PlayStation showcase because it was around E3 time. But it was
Mhm.
so weird. It was
Yeah.
like, bro, it's like I'm not saying like the game couldn't be good, but it's like you guys just gave up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Why would you give up? I feel like you guys
Waste of
could have something.
time and resources, really. Waste
Yeah,
of time and
some
resources.
man, time resources my ass. They had every time in the world. They could have did everything they needed to do. I think nobody really was complaining. Was like, hey, take your time, make it good. I feel like did we constrain you to definitely do it? Yeah, but I feel like hey, they probably will brought people to buy Last of Us even more. But
Mhm.
it's like I don't know. Like I said, Sony makes interesting decisions as it is, and I even feel the same way even with the Spider-Man live service game, which I whatever they were trying to do with that at the time, but that also got shut down. If you remember that from the leaks
Yeah.
from Insomniac,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah,
that's
the
oh yeah,
Spider-Man.
Wolverine. What?
What were,
I don't
oh
know.
yeah, that's still going. That I guess that's still in development, but I think it just got massively leaked. So
Yeah, because of the leakers, and
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's
Uh,
weird because I like I said, the leakers definitely did a lot of damage, and I purposely am not a fan of like even leaking now. And I'm gonna say this, like leaking, some things are kind of okay, but they're really not because I feel like it definitely. I don't want to cadence the idea that it's acceptable because even right now, for someone who is a Sonic fan and a Dragon Ball fan, this week is horrible. It's
uh,
horrible because the leaks right now are insane.
mm.
Have you? My algorithm might be different, but let me just tell you this: YouTubers have the game. Everybody's leaking the shit, and it's pissing me off because
But Sparkling Zero.
hell yes,
Mm.
it's making me mad, and I'm like, bro.
Mhm.
Like I said, I only a few more days, and then I'll have it early edition. So hey, cross fingers, pray for me, pray for me.
Ni- nice.
But
Let's see. Let's see. The last thing we're going to talk about is something near and dear to my heart,
okay.
and probably not to you. Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, we spoke about this right before we start. So
Yeah,
you told me that Assassin's Creed Shadows definitely got hit with the hey, we're gonna hiatus the game until what was it? November to February.
yep. February. Yep. February
So
14th.
do you know what the statement was? The statement that they put out that what what made them do the decision? Wasn't there like a
Let me,
statement?
yes. Let me see. I'll do. I should have had this up while we were talking. Be quick. Assassin's Creed. All right. Should I just recite what they said?
Yeah, go beat for beat. Let me hear it.
Dear players, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a dream project for us. Semicolon. Finally, bringing the series to feudal Japan with many features developed with our community in mind, such as parkour or the renewed stealth brought by new technology, all set in a beautiful and immersive world. This is an ambitious addition to the franchise, a rich experience that can be I'm not live, lived through the eyes of two unique protagonists. But we realize we need more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features.
Mm,
As such, we made the decision to postpone the release date to February 14th, 2025. The
okay.
game will release on a broad range of platforms, including Steam at launch.
Okay, so the Steam release too. Okay, that's something.
Additionally, pre orders will be refunded, and all future pre orders will be granted the free expansion for free.
Wait,
We,
so they're giving expansion away for the game for free? Then I'm like that charging?
for pre orders, yes.
Mm,
We
okay.
understand this decision will come as disappointing news. It is for me, especially to those who've been waiting patiently for an Assassin's Creed game inspired by feudal Japan. But we sincerely believe this is the best interest of the game. Like it is. And ultimately, your experience as a player. Rest assured, we are looking forward to the moment you will embark on a memorable adventure with Naue and Yasuke. Until then, we thank you for our for your ongoing support. Mark Alex Coates on behalf of all teams working on Assassin's Creed Shadows. The end.
Mm, what a very heartfelt story.
Yes.
Well,
I tried to get a good performance in.
oh no, no, you did a great job. Oscars are always in. You got it. You got it.
Mhm.
Uh, so okay, let's see. Now you told me that full thing and everything. That's give me a different impression. But my thing is this: when the DLC was given, was it not free from the jump when you pre-order? I
No,
mean, like,
nope. You have to
so wait,
buy
how would
the
you get the DLC then? You have
get
to
the
buy it
gold
separate.
edition. Get the gold edition.
So you don't have to get a gold edition to get it. You can just get any edition now.
Yeah, the first expansion.
But is there more than one expansion already announced, or just one?
Yes, yes. There's more. There's
But they're
more than
just
one.
saying that for the first one, you're gonna get
Yes.
that all the free ski, but the other ones you gotta buy. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes their way to make their money up. So I mean, that's fair. But I mean, okay, I think that's a good game practice. If they weren't like such a slimy ass company, but I'll give them their flowers for probably realizing, yeah, them doing this game is probably gonna be like rushed. I feel
Yeah.
like because people are heavily anticipating this one because it's a two story between, like I said, ninja and samurai. So like, yeah, in the gaming cusp, this game is really going to be a little different, and it's going to be a nice threshold before, you know,
Ghost.
yeah, that's really what this is. It's really Ghost is like pre-step, but will it be better than Ghost? Fuck no, I'm gonna tell you,
No,
it was
no.
never better.
But here's well, do you think well I think you're gonna say no, I'm not. But do you
Okay.
think the people that aren't so fond of Yasuke are do you think they delayed it because of that? Because I don't think so. But
Like
people
Yasuke
that
is the black samurai, correct?
yes.
So what's the issue with Yasuke exactly? Is it because he is a black samurai and they're not liking that because it's not lore depicting that there weren't black samurais back in the day? Is that what the
Yeah.
issue is?
Yeah, because people will say like, "Oh, he was a retainer, which wasn't a samurai," but they actually are that actually is a type of samurai.
Okay.
But they are trying to get used like bad sources to say like, "Oh, he's not a samurai," but there are some reputable sources that says, "Oh, he is a samurai. He was this at this time."
Okay.
So, so
They're
it's
really kind of like trying to retcon the idea that like it's just you guys aren't getting your facts right and you Americans need to stay in your place type of beat. That's what this is.
I
Okay.
mean,
Well, hmm. I don't like the idea of Yasuke because I have seen Black Samurai myself, so it's like okay. Now, like I said, if it's really not to the source material at all, I can understand where the issue is. I can really get it. But if not the case, I would say I feel like you guys are definitely judging a little too hard with it. So, like I said, I expect good with this project, especially in terms of like the lore aspect. But I'm gonna say that is still Assassin's Creed game at the end of the day. Let's not forget this. Now, if
yeah,
you do now, here's the thing: if Assassin's Creed did like a whole revamp, exactly like every iteration would kept like core features, but there was a lot of things differently. I mean, yeah, can I feel like Assassin's Creed doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed anymore. It's like because I remember you do fight, but like it definitely was heavily stealth based. I feel like
yeah,
we kind of just got into the idea of more right just combat oriented, whatever like
yeah.
like
Like
about armor
Va,
stats and all that stuff kind of like made it different. It was kind of like okay, we're playing a different genre game right now because I don't think we're the same.
yeah.
And
I'd
that's
say, I'd
weird.
say, oh, I'm sorry.
I know you're good. You're good.
I'd say, like this one is like, I did a TikTok saying like how the discourse behind Yasuke is just stupid. Like,
Yeah.
and not my comments were heated. I usually don't get that many comments, but this one in particular was heated. There were people debating. There was like people on the side saying like, no, of course you would say that. Oh, be quiet. It's just a game. It's just that kind of crap.
Right.
So it's like people are thinking like, oh, because they delayed it, they're gonna take Yasuke out of the game. It's like, no, it
I
worked.
don't think. Why would they do that? Okay, that's a very stupid idea. Because why would you think that? Oh yeah, the game's delayed. They're gonna take away their main character out of the two stories of the game. We're gonna do. Like just change it to a white man. This isn't Marvel. You can't be switching shit up just because.
Yeah, and then they'll say like, oh, they need like here's something. They keep talking about like, I want to play as a Japanese man, but
Oh my god.
I can't play as this Japanese woman that's right here. But they keep focusing on Yasuke. They keep forgetting like you're gonna be playing as Naoe, who's like the assassin archetype, the stealth archetype, while Yasuke's more the upfront, like
Yeah, why he's real going up there and like really like throwing hands, like or this
yes,
throwing swords. Sorry.
yeah,
Swords.
yes.
But yeah, no, I
But,
seen the gameplay. I did see like all the trailers that they did drop. And like I said, like I think this will be pretty good for a different title game. I think I'm just gonna be like, hey, remember that day? Still Assassin's Creed.
it's a great game.
Not gonna
And
like give it too much props. Like, hold up. Remember who makes those games.
yeah,
Let's not do too much. But like I said, the Assassin's Creed found the formula that kind of brings back that retention of players for that action element. But the fact is like if they're really going to take time to really cook with this game, I think it's really because this one they know is they're probably looking at their metric and be like, all right, who's really like our biggest buyer and demographic? And it might be honestly us, these
yeah,
melanin folks. It might be us, honestly, who's really buying into the game. And now you're actually doing a game with like a melanated protagonist.
yeah,
You don't want to fuck that up because if you
yeah,
mess up, we're not buying your product, and let's be honest, like we as individuals definitely do have an impact on gaming, like people who look like you and me, and I feel like that's like a big thing that like, makes an impact in the market for modern gaming, and people can't say that's not true because it's the truth, honestly. And this, I want to see, like I said, if this game really does do successful, then that's great. I would love to hear that because I've heard a lot. I heard good things about Valhalla, so I was like, okay, maybe they're learning something. But am I gonna give them too much credit? No,
no,
is a
nope.
no there.
Yeah, it's like I guess Assassin's Creed's my comfort gaming too. Like,
Yeah,
but this time I don't. But it's my comfort game, but it's not doesn't have the replayability as like Spider-Man 2 does.
I was gonna say, I was like, when you beat it, doesn't like usually kind of that's kind of usually the end of it, right? Because is there
Yeah.
like no post game service once you
No,
beat it?
you can still explore the environment, but unless you didn't beat all the side quests. For example, I do play Assassin's Creed Mirage sometimes just to
Oh
because
yeah, Mirage did do. Man, Mirage was cool, right? It wasn't
yeah,
that good.
it was all right. It was good. It was like a return to form for Assassin's Creed. It was more of a. It was a fifth. The game was $50, so it wasn't like a full fledged, like 200-hour game. It was
Right.
more of like a short, uh, like game, and they added some new stuff over time, like new mechanical stuff for the parkour to make it better. So they care about the game, and I still play it from time to time just to alternate between Spider-Man 2 and that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I didn't think itself that the game was like a horrible title. I would just like think myself like, hey, does it like still have the same feel? Does it hit the same? Does it like do everything correct? Like
mhm,
that's what I was just wondering. Um,
yeah,
but if you said that, then hey, then that's good because like I said, I wouldn't want the game to feel like because I feel like culturally, I feel like they probably they get their narratives right with that. But the thing is though, with the Assassin's Creed game, it's just like gameplay wise, like you guys just need more help.
yeah,
Honestly, you just need a lot more help.
I feel like if they just expanded on Unity, like I don't know if you remember
Oh yeah,
when
Uni
Unity came out.
Engine. Hmm.
Yeah, that looked like the animations, the parkour. That's like wow. That's like that that screamed like wow. This is like next gen at that time. Just too bad that it launched in its state when it came out.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's I like the parkour. If they just if they like put more into it, if they refined it more for later games, and they kind of did. Well, no, they simplified it with Syndicate, but if they
Oh
just
yeah,
refined it,
Syndicate. I forgot
yeah,
about it.
yep,
It's like another game right there. Just it's just a weird time. Like Assassin's Creed is like such a weird franchise, but like it's not like hated, but it gets very like repetitive. That's like my thing with it.
yeah, yeah. I'd say Ghost is not to rap on Ghost, but Ghost of Tsushima gets repetitive, but it doesn't. It's not as
I think because a
um
game like that never was made to that
yeah,
level of like care,
yeah,
and it was really like
yes,
I said, like it's like set in that time,
yeah.
that kind of like era. It's like when usually games like that happen, they're usually like on a more the wonky side. Like for instance, like we were talking about this earlier, like Dynasty Warriors. I said Dragon Warriors almost. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, uh, Dynasty, yeah, Dynasty Warriors, and there's
Yeah, like
also
because they don't really make like good Imperial games like that unless they're like Western games like that have
yeah,
like that real feel like Oshimitsu like I mean Oshima like like the Capcom game.
Oshimitsu, yeah,
Yeah, like those games usually like have like those great feels, but not most titles really kind of have that, and that's just truth, you know. But
yeah,
I feel like Ghost of Tsushima definitely found that nail hitting point, and story wise, and like I said, it wasn't just an Imperial game. You literally had the road to being like a warrior or a coward, and that's really just what it was. And like I said, I think the whole story about it is just really strong because you're really kind of playing as like you against your morals in
yeah.
the final battle. Of course, you know how that kind of goes. It makes you feel, dang, did I do it all right? Was it worth it? And like, hey, that's your decision to make.
Yep. So I'd say, all right. Let's see. Anything else? Pre-orders? Nothing. Let's say, is there anything else you would want to talk about? Anything else?
Um, in terms of everything else, I think everything else was like really said strong and like said very honest and the truth of what it is. I think I would say is I've had a lot of fun being here so far with like
Yeah.
stations and definitely getting to expand on this like the gaming state right now with Sony because I
Yeah.
want to see Sony win. I do, but I need you guys to make rational decisions.
Yeah. I think my friend Ann, he said something like Sony gets weird when they're in first place. They get
Yeah,
they,
no. I feel like that's a good point because it's like a measuring contest. It's like, oh my god, it's like they love us, but it's like, hey.
yeah.
They may love you, but they can get taken away anytime. You listen, no one ever will believe a Nintendo game would have won Game of the Year, but look, Breath of the Wild, look what happened.
Yes. Yeah.
And buddy, oh boy, when I saw it, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
yeah, y'all can't say nothing. That point, tee up,
Yeah.
tee up.
So so I think I haven't I gotta play Tears of the Kingdom. Like I was so excited to play that game, but something like a family emergency happened and I was just like I couldn't really play it. Like I have no motivation to play it, but I do want to play it since like I did play it. Did play a little bit of it and it seemed more like definitely more like creative. Like you have to
Yeah,
think
no,
more creatively.
it's oh my god, it's so creative, and they'll say like they gave you like almost that free will again, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. And I gotta say, playing it, I even thought about replaying it again, honestly. But I was like, hey, because the way how the story goes, I don't think it's really gonna have expansion. So
Yeah.
I think we're going
Yeah.
to get like another title for like that for a while, and I think that's fine because uh, I feel like Breath of the Wild definitely was a game that didn't need expansion, but I feel like it definitely was good for closure because
Yeah.
you played that one compared to this. It's like, yeah, this game needs that foreclosure between. But Tears, so so good, so good. It's so
I
different.
like I played I remember the expansion for Breath of the Wild with the motorcycle. That was
Mm-hmm.
that was cool.
And we're just
Oh,
like,
no.
okay, I'm gonna say Link doing a Kira slide. It's like, okay, but he would never do that. Of course, they
Yeah.
keep their good boy in check. But
Yep.
like I said, it's a good game. You should definitely play it though, because the way how Nintendo games are looking right now, I don't really think there's nothing really happening that's big. I mean, for the first time ever, we'll get another Mario and Luigi series game
But
this
yeah,
November after like what 2014, 15, whatever Dream Team. No, I'm sorry, no. Last one was like I think Paper Jam. I think
Paper Jam. I remember playing Paper Jam a little bit, but
yeah, Paper Jam. I think was the last one. So okay, let's say 2016. Let's say that weird
yeah,
time. But so it's the first time getting a Mario Luigi game after a while, and not a remake, but a real additional game.
game.
So and
Yeah.
like, it's gonna be on the Switch. It's gonna be great, and I'm like excited to play that for myself because Mario RPG replaying that on Switch hardware definitely was a fun time. It was great.
What about a Thousand Year Door?
Oh yeah, Thousand Year Door was great too. Another like relic and the best Paper Mario out of there. Like good, good.
Mhm.
It definitely was worth everything. It was worth the wait, the time for it, and it looks glossy and amazing. Looks
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I like the only problem with me with those games is that the turn-based thing.
Yeah,
I try there are many times where I tried to get into turn-based games, but I lose interest. Like the last turn-based game I was excited for was Live Alive.
oh yeah, but that game's
I
good though. It's good.
Yeah. And then thing is that I actually bought like a nice big book. I asked my mom to get it for me for my birthday. It was a book celebrating like the history of Japanese RPGs. I forgot where I know it's somewhere around here, but it was a nice big hardcover book. And I read a little bit of it, but it's in yeah. I need to find that actually. And then I have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I have Final Fantasy VII Remake. I tried Final Fantasy VII Remake. I got I forgot what part I was on. I think is it because I don't know if I was just, I think I was meeting Rude for the first time.
Okay,
I think he was like the what is he called again? Like Rude? What black,
I know you're
bald
talking about. Yeah,
glasses? Yeah. Um that was my first time meeting him. And then I just stopped playing. That was back when the PS4 came out. Then I have the remake on PS5. I have Rebirth on PS5 as well. But that I know what just or I think we're just spilling. This is like the end of the podcast, but we're just spilling.
we're
I
just talking.
heard from the digital foundry the Digital Foundry video, they talked about how much better the Rebirth was
Right.
because I heard the
No, I've heard
pixel
Rebirth
quality.
was really good because I know Maximilian dude talked about it. He's a big Final Fantasy guy, and
Yeah,
when I saw it, I was like, okay, I can see where this hype is gonna go to because I'm like, this shit look kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Until a Steam release actually happens, I'm like, I'm not gonna front.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I can see it. I
yeah,
can see it.
yeah. Like what the PS5 Pro, like Digital Foundry said, like they've noticed a big improvement visually with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I guess in terms of the performance, I'd say performance visual thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think they said maybe like when it like right now on PS5 it's kind of not horrible, but it's just kind of like a little bit rough maybe. I
yeah.
I have to remember.
But I mean, that's gonna happen though. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. But I want to get into there. You probably had one of those games where it's like you want to get into a game, but you just when you play it, you just lose motivation to play, but you still want to play it. Like,
That's how Alan Wake. It was just like that drive is kind of throughout. I'm like, we're going into the creepy season, the Halloween season, so I'm hoping I could probably get that rhythm back in motion. But one step at a time, man. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. But like I said,
yeah,
I understand what you mean though, because it's like there's a lot of good games out there. Even like there was one game I do want to try that just came out, the Puckley Squire. That
oh yeah, I seen,
and
yeah,
it's like on Switch, but it's
place.
also on PlayStation. But PlayStation players, we get it for free, so I
I think.
downloaded it.
Oh, you do? You don't have extra, right? You just have essentials.
I got premium. Oh no, I got premium.
Oh, okay. I have essentials.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I think it's like free with extra, I believe. So
30.
definitely go check it. But like
Yeah.
that game did like it caught my attention when they first showcased it like a while back. I was like, yo, this game looks cute,
Yeah.
fun, but it looks different. Because I was like, yo, you're jumping from 2D to 3D. It's like, how do y'all do that? I'm like, see, when the Paper Mario, I'm like, hold up, I'm interested.
Yeah, I'll actually, I think it's only $30, so I don't mind it. But I have
Yeah, I'm
to.
about to say like if the game is like really that good, I wouldn't mind having it for keepsies because, like I said, the game has been doing like very good reception wise. So it's like, hey, another game I did I could really have, just good emotion to it.
Yeah. And then I'd say there's actually this like news where when it comes to digital games, like this California
Mhm.
governor said something about like, hey, you digital storefronts for games. You can't say that this is yours. You have to say that you're given the license to play those games now. You can't just outright say like, hey, this belongs to you now. Because when you're
Right.
buying something digital, it's like you only own the license. So they have to clarify that.
No, because I was gonna say because like I know there's like a whole big thing with like digital marketing where it's like, hey, people talk about like, hey, using digital marketing is cool and all, but it's like those digital games never last forever, and that's like a
Yeah.
thing where it's like if the digital storefront is like gone, then like you can't play those games. But it's like I hear this whole thing like with Sony is like they can take away the licensing from games at any point, and if they don't own the license for that game anymore, you can't play it. So it's like
Yeah.
I know with Xbox when they didn't have a license for a lot of their games, especially the Spider-Man ones. If you own the digital copy, you could still play it. You just can't purchase it on their digital storefront.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works for Sony, but if I'm right, that kind of same thing happened with that one Silent Hill game, the free one that was on PS4.
Oh yeah, by Hideo Kojima, right?
Yeah, and that game, it's like, yo, you cannot find it anywhere unless you mod or if you already own it. And if you had that game on your PS4 and you sold your PS4, you can make thousands just from
Mm,
that game alone. And that was like a
yeah.
project game. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, what the fuck is like, it's insane. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping Sony has a loophole around that because I don't know how that
Yeah.
works.
I hope we get this. I hope Metal Gear Solid Delta is a good game because Konami needs. I want a
Konami
new
needs
Metal.
love.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They because they did so crappy stuff back in the mid 2010s with Kojima and Metal Gear Solid 5. Um, it's a shame. Uh, like I want this game to be accessible. I want a new Metal Gear like game, like a brand new
Are we
Metal
deserve?
Gear game.
Are we in the right
But
line for that? Do we deserve such good things?
no, I just like I always thought like, what if man, like what if they bring in like a new protagonist, like a brand new protagonist, continue the storyline, have David Hayter come back, play as old Snake, teaching this a new Snake, like things about war and stuff, like in a different environment. What like it could be a good coming of age story of this new generation of Snake, maybe a new Ocelot, maybe a new like uh, Ocelot like character who like triple, quadruple crosses everyone. But I don't know. We're not ready for that yet. I don't think
We're
that's gonna
not blessed.
happen.
We're not
In the,
blessed.
you know. So, okay. So, all right. Well, it looks like we are done. We have hit about 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Time flies by. Um, thank you for watching for the two of you that came in. But this will be automatically uploaded to a YouTube, I'm assuming. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hearing our thoughts of what happened this week. Let's see. I'd say maybe we should do maybe a next episode, maybe in 2 weeks. I'd say maybe because like I'm saying after like maybe Saturday, the Saturday after the 2 weeks, the because I think that's a weekend. The weekend of October 11th. I think that's Indigenous Peoples Columbus Day.
Right.
That so we can do it like maybe Saturday around this time, and because like the
Will be
pre-order
pretty good. I'm gonna say, depending on how that Saturday is, I might do it
yeah
too. Honestly, remember
yeah
that this sparking zero time too, so be careful.
yeah.
Zero
I'm
time.
just I know just saying because it's just the PS5 Pro pre-orders for third-party resellers like GameStop and Best Buy. So
Ah,
I that way I can have something else to talk about like my experience getting it or whatever. I don't
okay.
know.
That's a good idea. I think that's pretty smart. Bet
Yeah.
you can do that.
Yeah, and then probably more gaming news will happen by that time too. Um,
Yeah, because I'm about to say, we definitely gonna get more gaming news because we are coming to the point of like the end of the year, so everybody's gonna try to tip their hat in. And at that point, Silent Hill will also come out too, so we're gonna see how that actually is gonna work for first week reception of that game. So
yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I'm definitely down for that.
Okay, and when does Sparkling Zero come out again?
So if you pre-order it, um, you can play it on the 7th or 8th, but
Mm,
officially it will come out on the 11th. I think it's the 8th it comes out for pre-order release. So you get to play
okay.
it like 3 days early at 6 p.m. EST. So
Oh, okay. We can do something like you can give us your impressions because
oh
if you
hell yeah, I am shit. I will surely do that because I'm pretty sure if you're a Dragon Ball fan you've been following, we all know this is gonna be a dub. It's gonna be a dub. I
yeah
don't
I
this can go bad, and I pre-ordered like the top tier edition. So like, trust me, I'll tell you how all that fun shui works. So it's gonna be fun. I'm down
yeah
for it.
I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was like a kid, but I'm really into the Dragon Ball Z abridged. You know what I'm
No,
talking about?
Bridge is good. Bridge is
Yeah.
goaded. And
Yes.
oh, you know what? This would be interesting too because not only is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero coming out, the new anime is coming out too the same day on the 11th.
Really.
Dragon Ball Daima is coming out on the day Sparking Zero releases
Mm.
on that
You're gonna
Friday.
be eating good that you're gonna be eating good that day.
It's going to be interesting because, with Akira Toriyama passing, this is like actually his last project he's ever worked on. So
Damn.
it's because the manga stopped ever since he passed. So we don't know exactly how this is going to work out. But
Mm.
I don't think it's going to be a problem. It's just going to be like, hey, this is like your last project since you left. I'm hoping that you really took time with this and it was good because I want this to be like the stain on his record because yet again Akira Toriyama, he's been a lot of our childhoods for life, so
Yeah.
I don't think
What?
like this will be bad because it's just gonna be like all right, well, rest in peace still, but hey, thank you for giving us Daima because Daima is supposed to go on for like a while, and it's also
Ah,
weird how this works in timeline because it takes place after Z again,
okay.
but
Nice.
not super. It's after Z, but not when Super happened. So it's like it's weird. I don't understand Dragon Ball timeline, but whatever.
Okay.
Think of this as like the new age GT, the way how this is being promoted. Think of it like that.
Okay. And let's see. I was thinking about something, but then crossed my mind. But um, well, I think that's it. I think Dragon Ball. I'm looking. Well, I'm interested to see what people are going to talk about with Dragon Ball. I'm interested to see. Maybe I'll play a bit of Silent Hill 2 remake when that comes out, and I'll have my thoughts on that as well as a person that will be getting into that
Hey man,
big game. So we'll have plenty of talk to talk about by then. And I guess we'll stick our nose to the grind with any gaming news and bring it up in the next episode.
definitely. I'll be definitely ready for the gaming news. And if anything for like just gaming related, movie, music, or animation, definitely check me out on my social medias. It's Nemo on everything. That includes TikTok, Twitch, which I'm definitely on the road to 500 followers. So let's go. Definitely on Twitter for all my updates and announcements. And yeah, it's pretty much all my mainstream platforms. Like, of course, on Discord, like, if you hit me up on any of the platforms, I definitely know I hate on Discord to play games and stuff like that in the future. So, of course. But,
Yep.
follow
them on social channels. Social channels. Yeah.
This is it. That's the name you'll find. You'll find me right here. But other than that, though, appreciate you having me on the show today.
No problem.
Be good.
This is my first video podcast, so I'm glad it went swimmingly. So, yes. All right. So everyone, enjoy the rest of your weekend wherever you are, and game on, everyone.
Yes, game on. Have a good Saturday. And like I said, anyone who's out there in a storm, with the storm happening right now, the hurricane, please be safe.
Yes.
Make sure you have a lot of food, and definitely, hopefully, your power stores as quickly as possible. And make sure all your friends and family are safe. Check everybody you know who's out there.
Yes.
That's what's important.
Yep. Be safe, everyone.
Be safe.
Seriously.